MD3, the most advanced body panels on the market. Aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. MD3, the #1 body choice for top dirt racers.
Race fans, the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals is bigger than ever. From January 29th through February 14th at Volusia Speedway Park. See the world of Outlaws sprint cars and late models, plus American Sprint Car Series, USAC National Sprint Cars, the Super Dirt Car Series, and the Dirt Car UMP Modifieds. Ticket packages, camping, and more at DIRTCarNationals.com. Next winter, head south.
Precision isn't just a goal at Jarrett Rifles, it's our legacy. Since 1979, Kenny Jarrett's engineering excellence has created the world's most accurate hunting rifles, guaranteed to shoot a half MOA or better. From our tri-lock receivers to our custom stocks, this isn't just a rifle, it's a Jarrett, the choice of record-holding hunters worldwide. Jarrett Rifles, accuracy defined, excellence guaranteed.
This is a special presentation of DIRTVision, bringing you the pinnacle of dirt track racing. Led by World of Outlaws sprints and late models. We also have the Super Dirt Car Series, Extreme Outlaw Midgets, American Sprint Car Series, and Dirt Car Summer Nationals. Plus, weekly racing and special events at America's premier racetracks. The best drivers, the best coverage. DIRTVision is home to the greatest shows on dirt.
The sun is shining, the pits are packed, and we are ready for night number 2 of Dirt Car Sunshine Nationals. Welcome into the World of Outlaw Late Models presented by DIRTVision. My name is Ashton Smythe, and I got you covered with everything happening down in the pits tonight. And I'll be joined in just a little bit by the voice of the World of Outlaw Late Models, Ruben Morales. And whether you're joining us here in beautiful Florida or watching at home on DIRTVision, thank you so much for spending your Friday evening with us. Another great day for racing. Beautiful, beautiful day we've been given here. Low 70s, a little bit of breeze blowing through the area right now. A few clouds in the sky, but don't have have to worry about rain on the forecast moving forward into tonight. And the pits are packed with late models galore. Over 200 cars have checked in to property here at Volusia Speedway Park, ready to tackle the world's fastest half mile. And yesterday was an absolute barn burner. It was Chris Madden who had the target on his back all day after practice 2 days ago, rolling through yesterday, and he took that target straight to victory lane on the top step. If you weren't able to join us, here are those highlights.
Chris Madden right around the outside. He will take the lead from Hoffman. 3 wide, Brett Larson, Dustin Sorensen, McIntosh. The battle for third on your screen. Sorensen throws a slider on McIntosh. He'll have third at the line. Chris Madden leads lap 1 over Hoffman. McIntosh slides up the racetrack. Dustin Sorensen right there. Sorensen will have third down the back straightaway. McIntosh fourth. It's Dustin Sorensen trying to hold off the one of Shepard. Shepard with a good run in the exit of turn number 2. He'll get third down the back straightaway. Sorensen will slip back to fourth. Third is Dustin Sorensen. Fourth is the one of Brandon Shepard. Fifth is Brandon Overton. In trouble, we got Tristan Chamberlain slow down the back straightaway. And the Dave Warren Power Sports caution is going to fly for the 20 TC. Brandon Overton and Brandon Shepard will get around the 19 of Sorensen down the back straightaway. Sorensen did not have a good restart. Lost 2 positions here. And off of turn number 4, both Brandons are going to go after the 9 of Nick Hoffman. Shepard and Overton right around the bottom. Hoffman rolling the top side here in the time touring number 9 down the back straightaway. But right now the battle for second. Nick Hoffman abandoned that middle groove. He went to the top, and it took about 2 laps to get that momentum built up there, and finally enough momentum to get around the one of Shepard, and going to pull away from Shepard as they head into turn number 3. The lead just over half a second now, so it stays stable. Oh, Madden with a hiccup in turn number 2. That ruined his momentum. Hoffman right there knocking on the door into turn number 3. Hoffman up on top of the racetrack. Madden down low and off of quarter number 4. Shepard closing in as well. A barn burner brewing here at Volusia. Hoffman going to take it to the inside for the lead. Nick Hoffman's got it into 1 and 2. Madden with a crossover down the back straightaway. Madden reclaims the lead. How about Ricky Thornton Jr. out of nowhere? Thornton to the inside of Dennis Earp Jr. for 4th. Ricky Thornton came from 8th. But nonetheless, Chris Madden unloaded with big speed yesterday. Shattered the track record in practice. Of course, it didn't count. But what does count is that speed translating to the season opener victory for the Infinity House car. Madden wins here at Volusia.
Chris Madden led bell to bell and ended up in the top step in victory lane. The 9 and the 1 swapped positions there for a while, but it was Nick Hoffman in second and Brandon Shepard in third. And as we dive into our what to watch here tonight, let's keep talking about Chris Madden as he teamed up new this year with David Wells and Wells Motorsports in the Infinity House car. And like I said, they had the target to watch. Rolling back to Wednesday's practice session, fastest out of the box with a 14.8. Keep in mind the track record here at Volusia Speedway Park was a 15.1, and Chris Madden went to a 14.8. David Wells, well known in the motorsports industry here. His son, an Outlaw regular here back in the day, Eric Wells, and obviously branding the Infinity chassis that we've seen drivers like Ryan Gustin winning, and now Chris Madden teaming up with the Wells Motorsports team in the Infinity House car is absolutely lights out, and we saw that yesterday. Fastest in hot laps, transitioned that into fastest in qualifying, and his group a 10th faster than the second place driver in his group. Then heat race win, redrew on the front row, and then bell to bell led every single lap, transferring that into victory lane. We caught up with David and Chris earlier on about what this relationship has been like, putting this team back together here in 2026, and what we should expect out of them here the rest of this weekend.
Feels good to be able to come out and have the speed that we had, but as a driver, it's definitely a big confidence booster for sure. We had speed, test night, and we went out and backed it up again, another round of practice. But to come back last night and back it up again with fast time, run a heat, and then win the feature, that says a lot for our team, how much work and how much effort that we've all put into it, I just kept telling the guys and everybody at the shop, that hard work will pay off. We just gotta keep at it, keep at the grind, and it'll pay off, and it shows. Hard work always pays off.
You know, last night was the first night of the notebook. So what we're hoping to do is build a notebook to where we've got something to build off of. And I think with what we've showed here this week, that the brand is really going to be well. I think Infinity Chassis is going to be someone to be reckoned with in the sport. You know, we don't have a lot of the top tier teams in our cars yet, but we feel like that we've got the opportunity to obtain those people. We've got the facility to build the cars to accommodate all the people out here. And that's what our hopes and dreams are, is to build this to where we've got a brand that could be reckoned with.
It's been phenomenal. You know, I've known David and Eric for a long time, you know, back when Eric was racing and he was in some Bloomquist stuff. And at that time, you know, obviously I was in, you know, Scott's cars for a long, long time. So, but no, it's been absolutely wonderful. David is a top class guy, super nice guy, fun to be around, and I enjoy every minute of it, you know. So you couldn't ask for better people to be with, for sure.
Chris Madden and the Wells Motorsports teams gelling early on in this 2026 season, so keep your eye on the 44 rolling into night number 2. Now, last night, obviously the first night under Outlaw competition, and Chris Madden very happy with how it went, but unfortunately not everyone can say the same. Some first day jitters coming out here, and let's talk about some of those trials and tribulations some of our drivers saw. Starting with Turbo, we saw that hard hit early on in that heat race, and even talking to him yesterday, he said, we're not entirely sure what happened. Motor was fine. They couldn't exactly see anything that was wrong or what he felt behind the wheel, but then transitioned that into having to bring out the backup car later on. We saw in the LCS just him shaking out that car, seeing how it was going, but then into the feature, started way in the back, had to take a provisional, but was able to gain 18 positions, was the hard charge of the night for a top 10 run. Jake Tim also had an incident during the feature, running into the infield tire. Tristan Chamberlain, another driver with just those first day jitters, shaking off, an oil pump belt broke on that 20 TC, but some drivers rose to the occasion for sure. Ricky Thornton Jr. gaining 8 positions yesterday in the feature, and Dennis Serb Jr. also a little bit sneaky there towards the end, up 6 positions in the late half of that feature for a top 5 run. So first day's out of the way, and I think one driver who thinks that they just washed their hands completely of yesterday and forget about it and is ready to get back in the car is the 97 of Cody Overton. Flashback to practice day just a few days ago. He blew not 1, but 2 motors in practice day. Yesterday had their trailer loaded up and said, well, Speed Weeks just isn't our deal this year. We'll re-rack and see what we can see here in a few weeks. Well, last night the whole community came together, and with the help of his brother Brandon Overton, they got a motor into that car, and the 97 will be back out on track here today and back under Outlaw competition. But not only is Cody driving, he's also taking on a new role as team owner and also helping with the Factory 97 crate program that they've put together, where his driver Ty Giles drove it to victory lane last night for his 2nd ever victory. A little bit of a different thing that they've put together there with the Factory 97 team, a completely new crate car. It's 1 of 1 in the field and ended up in victory lane last night. We caught up with Cody about all things crate racing and how his last 48 hours have been going, from motor swap to now ending up in victory lane in his crate car and hopefully re-racking here today. And here's what he had to say.
Practice day, made it out there, put it in high gear, made it down the back straightaway, and pulled her back in the fence. Blew the first one up, getting my second one, and I made it down the front straightaway, and then took her out the gate again. I don't know, just crazy freak deal is what happened. One was brand new, the other one was the one I ran from last year. It's just, I don't know, it just wasn't kind of meant to be, but I didn't think I was going to be completely done. It was just going to take a little more time than I thought. And I knew, but getting into this, buying it, owning it, everything, it was just, I knew a motor was going to blow. Didn't know when. Didn't think it was going to be the first night. So that made it a lot worse. But I don't know, it just was going to take me some time. But then I was just coming through the pits, and the guy that helped me doesn't want to be said or talked about, and he's anonymous. So he told me, hey, I got a motor for you. Do you want to race? And I said, I mean, I'd love to. And he said, well, you need to run them points. And and he made it happen. He got me a motor here, and that's where we're at.
Also helping out with Ty's car, pulled that into victory lane. How cool of a moment was that for you?
No, it's pretty big because he doesn't get to race a lot. I mean, I took a lot of his time away, so he knew that coming into it, and kind of selfish way, but it was kind of more all about me. And then I told him, dude, once we get going, everything's good, we'll take you crate racing. I promise you, like, you're going to win something. That's all he wants to do is just win a big race. He says, I don't care if I race all year. I just want to win one big race. So I hope this was his big race.
197 pulled it into victory lane yesterday in the crate division here at Volusia Speedway Park, and they're hoping to make it 2 here tonight, as Cody and Ty will both be behind the wheel of those race cars in their respective divisions. Like I said, over 200 cars on property, over 100 crate late models alone. But before we kick off racing action, let's take a quick second to look at the order of events. It'll be the Outlaws that hit the track first for their hot lap session, followed directly by the crate late models, like I said, over 100 of them, for their hot lap qualifying session, before the Outlaws hit the track once more for their qualifying efforts. Then the 602s on the track for the first time for their hot lap qualifying session, and then we will take a quick break from on-track action for opening ceremonies. Then it's time for Outlaw heat races, 4 of them, 8 laps apiece. Top 4 into the show, top 2 into the redraw later on this evening. Then the 604 late model feature number 1 will hit the track. That redraw will take place on the front stretch before we move into Outlaw last chance showdowns, 2 of them 10 laps apiece. Then the 604 feature 2, before it is feature racing time for the Outlaws. 35 laps, $12,000 going home with the winner here tonight. Before 602 features 1, 2, and 3 will happen. Then the last 2 crate features will hit the track to close out the evening here at Volusia Speedway Park. Like I said, my name is Ashton Smythe, and I got you covered with everything happening on the grounds here today. I'll head into the pits in just a little bit, but Ruben, you're also joining me. I'm up here on the roof. I got a great view, but you have an even better view. Super excited to kick off night number 2 here at the world's fastest half mile.
Yeah, Ashton, really excited for tonight here at Volusia. The racing is good. Every single driver on DIRTVision's interviews last night said that this racetrack is fantastic. The clay that they've brought back here at this racetrack, the 300 loads they brought in, the 70 they took off, it's old school Volusia. And even off air, just talking to drivers in the pit area, they love this dirt on Volusia Speedway Park. And it showed last night because Tyler Erb was a big mover. Tyler Erb, remember, was running in that transfer spot, as you mentioned in your pre-race, then had to go to a backup car to a last chance showdown. He moved up 18 positions in the feature. And how about Clay Stuckey? Started 7th in the last chance showdown, worked his way to a transfer spot, which was 3rd, and then in the feature from 21st to 16th in the feature. So there was a lot of movers and shakers. That's just 2 to name a few, but there was a lot of other drivers, and a great story last night. Chris Madden, Volusia Speedway Park was home to his first ever World of Outlaws feature win back in 2006. Now he gets his 3rd at Volusia and 40th of his career, and Chris Madden now 7th on the all-time wins list, moving McCready down to 8th with 39 wins. The MD3 Rookie of the Year standings also really cool after one night. It's cool to see how close they are. Dalton Wilson was 21st, and Logan Zarin was right behind him in 22nd. Trey Mills and Eli Johnson unfortunately didn't transfer out of the last chance showdowns, but they will have another shot here tonight. Remember, all you have to do is put 5 good nights together between the Dirt Car Sunshine Nationals, the Federated Auto Part Dirt Car Nationals, and Hendry County, and we drop your worst 3 with the Outlaws. Of course, weather pending, we get all 8 shows in, but even if we get 7, you still get to drop 3. As long as we get 5, you get to drop 2, I guess, there, but we'd get 5 in. So just put your best foot forward and go at it again. So a lot of interesting notes and topics to touch on later on today. We will see. We get ready once again with 44 entries here tonight. And just to clear up the Cody Overton situation there, as he mentioned in his interview, he received an engine from an anonymous donor there. Now, here's the situation with Cody Overton. He pill drew yesterday and made an attempt and had intentions to make it out. So therefore, he got show-up points yesterday because he pill drew and made an attempt to make it out yesterday. And now today is night number 2. So Cody Overton, part of that World of Outlaws roster, getting ready for 2026. Cody Overton going to try to survive these next 2 nights here with the Outlaws and, of course, get more geared up, get more equipment, and prepare for the Federated Auto Part Dirt Car Nationals, which we invite you race fans here in just 3 weeks. Of course, the whole week is going to be late model week, but the first 3 nights, Dirt Car late model nights, and then the final 3 nights will be with World of Outlaw late models. That is Thursday through Saturday, February 12th, 13th, and 14th here at Volusia Speedway Park. And then after that Monday, the 16th, will be the deadline for drivers to sign with the World of Outlaws if they plan to sign and run full time. That is the deadline. And then we'll head on Thursday, February 19th for the Swamp Cabbage 100 practice night at the Hendry County Motorsports Park in Clewiston, Florida, and then 2 nights of action there, Friday, Saturday, February 20th and 21st. If you race fans want more World of Outlaws action and you live in the Sunshine State, or you live close by and you want to get some more races in person, come on out to Hendry County Motorsports Park the 20th and 21st. Hot lap session number 1 onto the Speedway as we get ready for night number 2 of the Dirt Car Sunshine Nationals. It's going to be last night's MD3 Rookie of the Race, Dalton Wilson, out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, and at Big Frog Motorsports Viper Risk Management number 58V finished 21st in last night's feature. Also on the Speedway, the 15 Clay Stuckey. I gave him his kudos already. Really good run for him last night out of Blanchard, Louisiana. Going to make his 9th Outlaw start tonight if he gets in the show again. Right behind him, the 49, that's going to be Jake Tim out of Winona, Minnesota. Jake Tim in the show last night, and unfortunately not the ending he wanted, spinning there in the bottom of turn 4 after contact with another competitor. He finished 24th. In the 9, Tim McCready out of Watertown, New York. Tim McCready with a good run last night, 14th for the Dave Warren Power Sports number 9 of Tim McCready. Michael Leach did not make the show last night in the 09, trying to turn that around here tonight in the 09 and make it out of the last chance showdown. He's right behind Tim McCready. Also on the Speedway, Dale McDowell in the 17M. Dale McDowell did make the show last night, finished 11th in the feature. In the number 0, out of Ohsweken, Ontario, Canada, Glenn Stiers. Stiers did not make the show last night. Stiers trying to make his first World of Outlaws feature start here tonight. Final driver on the Speedway, the 114, Jordan Kohler out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. Jordan Kohler did not make the feature last night. He will attempt to make his 9th World of Outlaws start here tonight. Best finish 12th at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway last year on the Friday portion. Now in his 4th year behind the wheel of a super late model. Drivers getting ready. This is hot lap session number 1. Well, drivers still ironing out the surface here at Volusia Speedway Park, being told over the one-way driver communication radio system powered by Racing Electronics to tickle the throttle. And there's Kyle Strickler also on the Speedway in that G-Style Transport number 8. Kyle Strickler in the show last night finished 10th. And of course, Kyle Strickler, one of the 8 different winners to win a Sunshine Nationals feature winner here back in 2021. Never forget your history. Winners of the Sunshine Nationals that started in 2021 with the World of Outlaws. Kyle Bronson and Kyle Strickler were your winners. 2022 was Dale McDowell. 2023 we got 2 features in. Both nights was Devin Moran. 2024 Devin Moran won the opener. Hudson O'Neill won the finale. And then 2025 Ryan Gustin and Garrett Alberson. Last night being Chris Madden, making it 8 different winners in 10 races. The only repeat winner being Devin Moran. Hot lap session number 1 in full swing here. Dale McDowell has the Dirt King Simulator's fastest hot lap. Now it's Strickler 19.204 track. Still picking up some speed here as we progress through hot laps. Tim McCready atop of the charts, 18.429 for Tim McCready. And just like last night, we want to give these drivers a fair opportunity to hot lap on a non-greasy racetrack. So these drivers in the 18-19 second lap times. So just like last night, race director Mitchell Hedstrom will hold these drivers on the speedway. They'll iron it out just for a few seconds, and then we'll give them the Gorsuch Performance green flag again to have a fair opportunity at hot laps. Again, thank you to Dirt King Simulators once again hopping on board here in 2026 with the World of Outlaws late models. As the driver with the Dirt King Simulators fastest hot lap gets an extra $100 as long as they have the decal. Now we do have the decal sheet here with us. So Tim McCready in that Dave Warren Power Sports number 9 does have the sticker. So right now it would go to him, but of course still plenty of cars to hot lap. The track's still going to speed up plenty more as well. If you're ever at a World of Outlaws late model race, our vendor row has grown tremendously throughout the years, from teams getting their vendor trailers, and of course Dirt King Simulators, really cool. They always bring, of course, Team 22 Incorporated merchandise, but they also have the simulator. Head on down there, you can win a prize if you have the Dirt King Simulators fastest hot lap. So make sure to head on down to vendor row at a World of Outlaws event, especially right now. Hop on that simulator and you can have the Dirt King Simulators fastest hot lap. Always some cool prizes being given out down there as well, and show your speed on the racetrack. And the cool thing is Volusia Speedway Park is on iRacing. iRacing, of course, an official partner of the World of Outlaws and World Racing Group. Talking about that, if you're a gamer, make sure to go to Steam if you're a PC player, the PlayStation Store or the Xbox Store, and download Dirt Racing World of Outlaws now. Bring the action to your game room or living room, anywhere you want. Gorsuch Performance green flag is out once again for the same group. Clay Stuckey second quick. McCready still stays atop of the charts. Checkered flag is out. Strickler had it, but McCready got it there at the end. 17.301 for Tim McCready. You'll have the Dirt King Simulators fastest hot lap. Kyle Strickler second, Dale McDowell third, Jordan Kohler fourth, Michael Leach fifth, followed by Jake Tim, Glenn Stiers, and Clay Stuckey. Drivers will make their exit off the back straightaway. We'll get ready to welcome group number 2 off the turn 4 gate. Next group rolling onto the speedway, going to be led out by the Ty Touring number 9 of Nick Hoffman. A good run last night, second place in the feature event for Nick Hoffman, and that Ty Touring number 9 looking for the first win of the season and 12th of his career. Right behind him, MD3 Rookie of the Year contender out of Clewiston, Florida, the Clyde Johnson Contracting and Roofing 55E, Eli Johnson, trying to make his first Outlaw start here tonight. Right behind him out of Oakwood, Illinois, the two-time and defending World of Outlaws champion, finished 9th in last night's feature event. That is Bobby Pierce. A potential MD3 Rookie of the Year contender out of Penton, Alabama, the Britain Motorsports number T1, Todd Murrow. A good run for this driver last night, transferred out of the heat race directly into the feature at Snowdrift. Blair Nodor finished 20th in last night's feature event, making his 31st start with the series. Out of Rochester, Minnesota, an excellent run for him last night, 6th. He might have been on the podium if it wasn't for that last restart there at the end. Dustin Sorensen had a really good run. Went to go talk to that team earlier today. Heads are high today. Good confidence down there and a good start to his 2026 campaign. Out of Loudon, Tennessee, the number 79, that is going to be Corey Hedgecock. He made the feature last night. Good run for him as well. 18th for the 79, Corey Hedgecock. Of course, everything brand new for him now in the Hicks Racing, number 79. Another team, new team, Donald McIntosh out of Dawsonville, Georgia, had a great start to the night. Didn't end the way it wanted to, but still a good run for him. 13th place finish. Donald McIntosh won the heat race in the redraw, qualified really well. Tremendous speed last night. Fell back to 13th, but nonetheless a great opening night for him in that Coltman Farms Racing number 7M. Also on the speedway out of Evans, Georgia, the number 76, Brandon Overton, finished 12th in last night's feature event. Those are all the drivers here in the speedway as we get ready for hot lap session number 2. Gorsuch Performance green flag is flying. track. Definitely going to get faster here. Tim McCready currently has the Dirt King Simulator's fastest hot lap, 17:3:01. We'll see if anyone can top him there. Corey Hitchcock to the top of the charts here, 17:015 in the first 16-second lap time of the night. Brandon Overton, 16:472. Nick Hoffman also turning a 16-second lap time at a 16:591. Getting closer and closer to the 15-second lap times here. Checkered flag is out here in hot lap session number 2, and it's going to be Corey Hitchcock with the Dirt King Simulator's fastest hot lap at a 16:366. Next group getting ready to roll onto the speedway. Hot lap session number 3 going to be let out by the 20RT, Ricky Thornton Jr. behind the wheel of that Kohler Motorsports 20RT. The 2024 Lucas Oil 8 Model Dirt Series champion, 5 World of Outlaw victories for Ricky Thornton Jr. Right behind him, the 5-time World of Outlaws champion in New Berlin, Illinois, the Rocket One of Brandon Shepard. Still the all-time winningest driver with the series at 87 career World of Outlaw victories. The 2022 World of Outlaws champion right behind him out of Carpentersville, Illinois, Dennis Erb Jr., of course, with 2-time Crew Chief of the Year Heather Line, and the first ever female to become Crew Chief of the Year with the World of Outlaws. Out of Martinsville, Indiana, called it a night last night after they suffered a right rear blowout on the 6. That is Hudson O'Neill out of Martinsville, Indiana, in the K&L Rumley Enterprise number 6. He'll be fun to watch here tonight. 3 World of Outlaw victories for the 2023 Lucas Oil 8 Model Dirt Series champion. And the number 14 MD3 Rookie of the Year contender to St. Augustine, Florida, the Mills Concrete number 14, Trey Mills, 17 years of age, 4 World of Outlaw starts, best finished 10th at the Talladega Short Track a year ago. In the number 24 out of Oil City, Pennsylvania, the 21-year-old second-generation driver commencing his 4th year behind the wheel of a super late model, trying to make his first World of Outlaws feature start tonight, the 24, Tyler Wyant, switching to Longhorns this year. In the 388 out of Ocala, Florida, 18-year-old first-generation driver, a 7-time state champion and 1-time national state champ, and especially here at Volusia Speedway Park and Go-Karts, that is Jackson Heiss. MD3 Rookie of the Year contender, the 1Z, Logan Zarin, out of Hookstown, Pennsylvania. And final driver out there, the number 8, Matthew Larson out of Lake Elmo, Minnesota. This is hot lap session number 3. Forsage Performance green flag is out here at hot lap session number 3. Ricky Thornton Jr. to the top of the charts, 16:237 with the Dirt King Simulator's fastest hot lap. Brandon Shepard coming across the line. He will go faster but stay 3rd quick. Corey Hitchcock from hot lap session number 2. Still 3rd. Ricky Thornton Jr. bumped down to 2nd. There's a new sheriff in town with the new Dirt King Simulator's fastest hot lap, Matthew Larson, 16:158. Matthew Larson unloaded with some speed. 46 cars took the green in practice session number 1 Wednesday night. As Matthew Larson exits down the back straightaway. And Larson with the Dirt King Simulator's fastest hot lap. He was 20th out of 45 cars on practice night. And there's his father, Brent Larson. A good run for him last night. Brent Larson in the feature, 15th in last night's feature event in the B1. Right behind him, you're going to find the number 11, Josh Rice, going to go Rookie of the Year with the Lucas Oil 8 Model Dirt Series and the JRR Motor Sales. Number 11R, Josh Rice, 7 World of Outlaw feature starts, best finished 2nd at Atomic Speedway in 2022. Now in his 9th year behind the wheel of a super late model. Joining us here tonight out of Thompson, Georgia, in the Factory 97, Longhorn Clements 97, it's Cody Overton, 78 World of Outlaw feature starts, best finished 3rd 2 times. Volusia a year ago and Boot Hill last year as well. Cody Overton, again, an anonymous donor, He pill drew yesterday and made an attempt and had intentions to make it out, so therefore he is all good and ready to go to tackle the 2026 World of Outlaws season. Last night's feature winner, back-to-back years, Infinity Chassis win the season opener. Ryan Gustin won it last year, and last night, the debut of the Infinity House car piloted by Chris Smokey Madden, now 7th on the all-time wins list, 40th career World of Outlaw victory for him last night. Tackling the World of Outlaws this season out of New Waverly, Texas, 4-time World of Outlaws feature winner in the 2024 Dirt Car Summer Nationals champion Turbo, Tyler Erb. Out of Americus, Georgia, first year on and off, well, second year now, but last year on and off in the super late model. Trying to make his first Outlaw start, Alan Stick in the number 11. Right behind him, the youngin', 14-year-old, third year behind the wheel of a super late model, Becca Malone out of Rock Hill, South Carolina, and the 11B of Stacy Bowles on the Speedway as well, out of Clinton, Tennessee. 5 Outlaw starts, best finish 14th at Tazewell, and final driver on the Speedway, the Magic Man, Mark Whitener in the 5 out of Middleburg, Florida. 29 Outlaw starts, best finish 3rd 2 times, Sonoa and Lernerville. This is Hot Lap session number 4. All eyes on Chris Madden. Ashton mentioned his lap time that he turned on practice night. I know we keep mentioning it, but I mean, it's the speed, and it's the world's fastest half mile for a reason. And he unloaded with speed. It was a 14.814. He backs that up with a victory last night. Can Chris Madden go back-to-back with the Outlaws and become the second repeat winner in the Dirt Car Sunshine Nationals and first of the year? Alan Stick to the top of the charts, 15.815 in the number 11. Does Alan Stick have the sticker? Wow, that'd be good. Chris Madden to the top of the charts in the 44. Chris Smokey Madden, unfortunately, does not have the sticker. And again, if the driver with the Dirt King Simulator's fastest hot lap doesn't have the sticker, same as we did last year, it got up to $600 last year when we were up in Wisconsin. It was fantastic. The whole pit area was talking about it. Everyone put the sticker on. But if you don't have the sticker, that money goes to the next night. So if no one claims that $100 tonight, tomorrow it'll be $200 for hot laps. We got it up to $600. I believe we were at Wilmot and finally paid it out at Cedar Lake. It was intense. But yes, Chris Madden does not have the sticker. So if no one tops him, it'll be $200 for hot laps tomorrow, courtesy of Dirt King Simulators. Right now, he has it 15.763. Tyler Erb follows, Alan Stick third, Cody Overton fourth, and Mark Whitener. Next group, led out by Tristan Chamberlain out of Richmond, Indiana. Now in his 6th year behind the wheel of a super late model, the 18-year-old coming off a 6-win season a year ago, 5 in the super, 1 in the modified, 70 Outlaw starts, best finish 3rd at the Rocket Raceway Park in Texas from 17th back in 2024. Now in his sophomore year with the World of Outlaws out of Bakersfield, California, the ASD Motorsports number 74X, Ethan Dotson, big win Wednesday night of the Wild West Shootout out at Casa Grande, Arizona. And right behind him, the number 81, Jason Riggs out of College Grove, Tennessee. 2 World of Outlaw feature starts. Jason Riggs in the show last night, 28th in the 81. Right behind him, the 111, Max Blair to Centerville, Pennsylvania, 5-time World of Outlaws feature winner for the 2023 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Rookie of the Year and 4-time ULMS Series champion. Our MD3 Rookie of the Year champion a year ago at Heinemann, Pennsylvania, the GR Smith Motorsports Team 22 Incorporated, number 22 star Drake Troutman. In the 19R, the Reaper, Ryan Gustin out of Marshalltown, Iowa, 15 World of Outlaw victories. Remember last year, finished strong. His last 2 wins worth $150 grand, $100 grand at Cedar Lake, which we'll do it again this year, and $50 grand at Boot Hill. A great points year for Ryan Gustin last year in the 19R as well. In the 40B out of Brandon, Florida, in the Wayne Hammond-owned 40B, 3-time World of Outlaws feature winner. One of those 3 wins coming right here at Volusia and at the Dirt Car Sunshine Nationals back in 2021. Right behind him, the Dave Warren Power Sports number 99B, that is Boom Briggs. Final driver out there, the 2-time ULMS champion in the 99B. This is Hot Lap session number 5 on Friday night. Chris Madden, the top of the charts, 15.763. We'll see if anyone can top Madden with the sticker. We know that car that was just on your screen on DIRTVision has it. Dirt King Simulators, number 22 star, Drake Troutman. Drake Troutman, 19th in last night's feature event. Ethan Dotson. We talked about him as well, 23rd in last night's feature event. Max Blair going to go 4th quick, and yep, there it is. The Dirt King Simulators 22 started at the top of the charts, but now it's Gustin, 15.286 for Ryan Gustin. Max Blair 6th quick, Troutman 2nd quick, Ryan Gustin still at top of the charts in the 19R. Checkered flag is out. Well, unfortunately, this is the 5th and final hot lap session for the World of Outlaws, and Ryan Gustin does not have the sticker on the race car. So Ryan Gustin will not be getting the extra $100 courtesy of Dirt King Simulators. Oh, man, Ryan Gustin could have got $100 right there, but does not have the sticker on the car, so therefore it will be $200 for the Dirt King Simulators fastest hot lap tomorrow here with the World of Outlaws. But Gustin is fastest in hot laps, 15.286. Drake Troutman 2nd, Chris Madden 3rd, Tyler Erb 4th, Alan Stick in 5th. That's going to do it for World of Outlaw late model hot laps. Up next, we get ready for 604 late model hot lap qualifying. Then we'll come back for our late model qualifying, and then 602 late model hot lap qualifying. Joining me up in the broadcast booth, Bob Stokel. He'll be on the call for the 602s in just a few moments, but now with the call with the 604s, Cody Early. Cody, good afternoon, my friend.
Thank you, Ruben. Indeed, and this racetrack looks exactly like we saw yesterday. Very sporty, very fast, but you know, Ruben, we still held our track records yesterday.
Yes, we did.
Crazy to think that.
We really, you know, I would have, after seeing the practice times, I really thought we were going to shatter all the track records yesterday, but we didn't. Hey, but we still got today. But hey, how about our track prep crew? Fantastic stuff.
100%. Mother Nature's also been kind to us this weekend so far as well. So yesterday, well over the 100 mark, 104. Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Winter Shootout Series late models. Today, 105. We've upped the ante by 1. Same format we saw yesterday. Everybody will have a chance to go out with My Race Pass Fantasy Racing Hot Lap qualifying. The winner will collect the Bama Sheds and Pole Barns Pole Award. The overall fastest qualifier yesterday was Justin Williams. He was the fastest overall qualifier. Now, what's important today? It's the final day to gain those championship points. Those point standings are out. Only the top 20 will leave Volusia Speedway Park today, taking a sigh of relief and sleeping well tonight, because tomorrow, everybody that's outside of that top 20, which is 3/4 of the field, well, they're going to have to race their way in. And those stipulations to get into that feature tomorrow, we could very well be looking at either a win and you're in, or possibly a top 2 and you're in. We'll fill that out the closer we get to deciding how things shake up later on this evening. But we will have 4 qualifying groups of Bama Sheds and Pole Barns Pole Award qualifying. They'll have their chance to come out, lay down their fastest laps. And the way they qualify, well, that's how they'll line up those 4 feature events that will come up later tonight. I will tell you, while we work to get the cars lined up on the pit road, hey, if you want to play along, pull out your My Race Pass app. Pull out the My Race Pass app. Up in the search icon, type in Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series. Type that in. Hit your fantasy icon on the bottom right. Select Volusia Speedway Park. You'll see the Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Models. Make your picks, and you could very well find yourself in good points position, especially after we get through this weekend with 3 racing features to count towards those points after the end of the weekend. That will give us a good idea of how the My Race Pass Fantasy Racing points are going to shape up. 3rd place for me last night. I was pretty proud of that attempt out of 100+ cars. So I think over 131 competitors last night made picks in fantasy racing. So we invite you to play along, and you possibly could be a Crate Racing USA champion when it's all said and done. As we mentioned, 105 total cars ready to qualify. They will shake up into 4 groups, and we got some pretty good drivers that will be in this very first group. Yesterday, there was a bunch of engine changes. I know when we left yesterday, Ruben was talking about Cody Overton and all the changes he had to make. Not only did he change super late model engines, but Ty Giles' winning car last night, they had to change an engine. You're going to see Kyle Courtney. He's going to be in this first group of cars to hit the racetrack racetrack. Qualifying Group A, he broke his 602. He broke a gear, broke a drive shaft, so they just said, you know what, we're going to swap classes. Took the 602 out, put the 604 in, and he'll give it a go here today in the 604 division. Of course, he tagged the tail end of the field yesterday. So cars are starting to assemble on the front straightaway, and they'll be ready to go for 4 groups of My Race Pass Fantasy Racing Hot Lap qualifying. Of course, how it will work, 6 cars, and they'll have their chance to go out and put the best laps they can, and that is the only opportunity they got to get things fine-tuned for their features coming up later tonight. Of course, those features, once again, will be 20 laps in distance, 1,500 to win in those feature events. So Group A and Group B of qualifying looks like it has made its way onto the front straightaway. Of course, we'll do these first 2 qualifying groups, and then we'll shift those out of the infield and bring in Group 3, or Group C and Group D of our My Race Pass Fantasy Racing Hot Laps. Of course, you can keep up with the series. And by the way, while I got the chance, tomorrow at noon, the 2026 Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series schedule will be released tomorrow at noon, and what a money season it's going to be in 2026. If you thought 2025 was big, wait till you see the funds that are going to be handed out in 2026. So tomorrow at noon, make sure you check out the social media outlets. The official 2026 schedule will be released tomorrow prior to Championship Saturday here at Volusia Speedway Park. So inching oh so close to the first 27 cars will make up qualifying Group A, and they will be up against the clock. Yesterday, the fastest overall qualifier was the very first car that hit the racetrack. That was Justin Williams yesterday. He laid down the fastest lap of the day, and that held on true. A 17.162 was the fastest time yesterday. The overall track record, Cole Platt has that 1 year ago at a 16.786. So we'll see if we can get closer to that today. So cars looks like they are ready to go. We're squeezing in the final ones that were making their way off of turn 4. And the first cars will make their way out onto the racing surface. The first car we will see going to be the 21 out of Dublin, Georgia. That's Pearson Lee Williams in the Dunaway CBR Williams Body Shop Winland Development. Penske Shocks number 21. Behind him in the 18 out of Blackshear, Georgia, the Rouse Racing Engine Rocket Top Shelf Trailers TAC Auction Hanco Grade Divisions DNS Site Work number 18. That is Austin Yarborough. Austin Yarborough in the 18. Behind him out of Fort Payne, Alabama, the Hinder Powered Longhorn Cove to Coast Marine, J&R Excavating, Barrett Racing, Farm Systems, number 16, it is Sam Seawright. Sam Seawright in the 16. Behind him in the 118, that's Jared Delk of Jamestown, Tennessee, the Randall Harris Longhorn Delk Equipment, Dead Broke Cattle Company, Valley Resources, number 118. And the final car in this qualifying group will be Austin Lehman out of Lithia, Florida, in the Carl's Custom Kryptonite, All Gas Pros, ARL Motorsports, Copkin Sun Fabrication, number 28. First lap for Pearson Lee, 17.443. That is top of the board right now. So getting ready to see Pearson take his second lap. Is he quicker on lap 2? Yes, 17.340 for Pearson Lee Williams. Second lap for Austin Yarborough is faster. He's going to stay 4th on the leaderboard. Sam Seawright quicker on lap 2. Top of the board will go Jared Delk. The Tennessee native just went 17.244, and that'll be the top out of this first flight of cars. So 6 cars make up flight number 1. So Jared Delk, 17.244. So we've changed the pattern from yesterday. Remember I told you the very first car was the fastest overall car yesterday? Well, that will not be the case today. Next car's to the racetrack. I believe that will be the 14 of Jake Whitehead. Jake Whitehead, another one of those East Tennessee drivers. He'll make his way to the racing surface. He'll be the first car in this second flight of cars. Behind him, the guy we talked about earlier, Kyle Courtney, out of Knoxville, Tennessee, the Eagle-powered Longhorn, Booker Brooks Racing, DR Wholesale Agency, Creek Campground, number 55. There's a 125 of Mark Underwood out of Ruston, Louisiana, the Eagle-powered Rocket XR1, Floorworks, TEC Services, Body Shop, number 125. And behind him in the CO2, it's the Big Perm. That's Dalton Wilson out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, the Race City Savage, Big Frog Transportation, Base Race Fuels, Dave's Towing, Gardner Energy Services, CO2. Dalton Wilson, 5th fastest right now. Kyle Courtney was 7th quick. Mark Underwood Jr. would be 8th fastest. Jake Whitehead, 4th quick right now. Second lap for Courtney. He will stay 7th quick. Dalton Wilson will jump up to 4th at a 17.496. Hunter Boyd was the final car in that group in the 6th. Out of Live Oak, Florida, the Jimmy's Competition Race Equipment Kryptonite ABS Incorporated Thunder Bay Construction number 6 car. So 2 flights of cars in here to Group A of our My Race Pass Fantasy Racing Hot Laps. Hot Lap qualifying. Ryan Falk, he'll be the 4 car that leads us out out of Dublin, Georgia. The 441 Speed Machine, Longhorn, Roland Machinery, O'Neill Electric, Grimsley Power Washing, number 4. Behind him in the 8 at Newport, Tennessee, the DJ Performance TNT, Mining Construction, Smith Motors, High Tech Coating, Southern Racing Enterprises, number 8 of Josh Henry. Josh Henry in the 8. Holden Allen will be the 94 that will follow him. Out of DeLand, Florida, the Ramey Warrior, Crush Supply, Terra Allen Mortgage Group, Sunoco Race Fuels, Southern Race Fuels, number 94. And a guy that had to go to the backup engine out of Locust Grove, Georgia, the current powered Longhorn, 5-Rack Racing, 5-Rack Aviation, Extreme Towing and Recovery, Love Park Scuba, 611 of Colton Herbert. Colton Herbert in the 611, and Brett Gray in the 17 out of Carrollton, Georgia. The Pro built Longhorn by Michael Page, H&H Paving, Gray's Mobile Services, CNS Auto Electric number 17X, and the 7T of Tyler Tomlinson. He's out of Phoenix City, Alabama. The GM Longhorn, Tim Thomason Construction and Landscaping, the Racing Zone, Thomason Properties number 7. Fastest right now, Colton Herbert in the backup power plant. He's 3rd quick right now. Second fastest in this group would be Holden Allen. Holden right now was 7th. Tyler Thomason jumped him on the last lap. So Colton Herbert with the backup engine. 3rd fastest at a 17.377 in the 611. As we mentioned, expired that engine yesterday. Had to go to the backup power plant. Right now, he's got himself in a good spot. As the next flight of cars will come out, Austin Storm will lead them out. Currently 5th in the Winter Shootout Series points out of West Monroe, Louisiana, the Wall-to-Wall BMF, Storm Services LLC, Mac Heating and Cooling, Mac Builders, number 17. Behind him, out of Jupiter, Florida, the H&R Rocket, Wilkerson Farms, Impact Electrical, Universal Cabin Systems, Boswell Oil, number 6. It's the Shark, Clay Harris. Clay Harris in the 6. Make his way out onto the racing surface. He'll be the 2nd car that comes out in line. Behind him in the 25, I believe that was maybe our new entry that we had on the list. I was looking to see, and we'll come back to it. 515, behind him, that is Bubba Rowling. Out of Clay Hill, Florida, runner-up last night. Led 3/4 of that feature last night before getting passed by Kyle Hardy. He's out of Clay Hill, Florida, the H&R Capital, Lloyd Rating, VP by Boswell Oil, Popline Construction, Lee's Trees, Debris, number 511. Also on the racetrack, the 257 of Skylar Marler out of Whitfield, Tennessee, the CET Powered Longhorn, Superior Drywall, Ramey & Son Excavating, PPM Racing Products, MarlerAuto.com, 257. Jared Delk still at the top of the board. Bubba Rolling, 3rd fastest. First of his laps was the best one, 17.371. As Jack Brown was the 26 car that I was looking for, the youngster out of Lexington, Virginia, the Henry Powered Longhorn, Austin Electrical Construction, Blake Construction, Cooper and Lee Auto Repair, number 26. So getting things wound down here in qualifying Group A, it's still Jared Delk, 17.244 at the top of the board right now. Jimmy Thomas, he'll be the 1st car out of this flight out of Phoenix City, Alabama. The J. Dick and Scorpion Race Car, Sugar Lane Garden, Solar Minerals, Scorpion Race Cars, Vic Jr. Trucking, Ben Thomas Racing, USA number 1. Behind him in the 41, and that'll be Derek Bennett. He makes his way out of Jacksonville, Florida. He will be in the 41 machine. Behind him, Leighton Sullivan. In the 2 out of Gaffney, South Carolina, the G Engineering Excel Racing Chassis. SCP Trucking, Nichols Plumbing, Turkey's Towing, Hamricks of Gaffney, number 2. And the final car in this group, and I do believe maybe the final car to take time, that will be the 25. That is Derek Stewart out of Ainsworth, Iowa, the Ingram Capital, SCCS, M&S Concrete, Penske Racing Shock, number 25. I believe this will be our final group of cars, final flight of cars in Group A of My Race Pass Fantasy Racing. Hot lap qualifying, checkered flag will come out for this group. Fastest in this group looks like it will be Jimmy Thomas. He sets 8th right now on that leaderboard. And the final checkered flag will fly. Stewart will cross the stripe. Derek Stewart jumps up to 6th quick, 17.448. But it will be the driver that comes from Jamestown, Tennessee. The 118 of Jared Delp. He goes 17.244. That is the top overall time with qualifying Group A in the books. So 27 cars officially have taken time. Looks like we will get ready to roll what is qualifying Group B. A couple of heavy hitters will come out. They sit there side by side at the turn 1 entrance. Trent Ivey, he'll be the first one of those two out of Union, South Carolina, the Hinder Train chassis. Badger Rental Services, Hardison Suspension, built South Shirling Motorsports G4, the multi-time world short track champion. Side of him's going to be one of last night's prelim feature winners out of Winchester, Virginia, the Ingerpowered Rocket XR 1.2, Exceptional Wildlife, Mike Stoker's Real Estate, Jim Tool Services, Anthony's Pizza. For the former Winter Nationals winner at East Bay, it is Kyle Hardy. Kyle Hardy in that 99. Josh Vineyard out of Danville, Kentucky, in the Harris Racing Engine Longhorn Ohio Steel. Kentucky Steel, Josh Vineyard Motorsports, Brandon Moore Racing, number 18. He'll be next in line. Chase Giddens will follow him, the youngster out of Moultrie, Georgia. The 441 Speed Shop, Capital Race Car, Brothers on the Side, Brian Pivoter Directors, Triple C Asphalt Seal Coating, Amazon Seafood, A&G Services, number 12. Behind him on the racetrack in the 23, that is Matt Henderson out of Lenoir City, Tennessee, the Eagle Power BMF, Reed Construction Services, Hoosier Tire South, CH Enterprises, number 23. Qualifying flight number 1 for Group B qualifying. Kyle Hardy fastest right now, 17.450. Matt Henderson second, Chase Giddens third, Josh Vineyard fourth. Trent Ivey not picking up. So Trent Ivey not checking in with the transponder, so they will get him pulled back to the pit area and I'm sure get him to swap that out. Matt Henderson's second lap is slower, so Kyle Hardy will get Group B qualifying started with a 17.450 for the Winchester, Virginia driver. Rob Westergaard out of Bay City, Michigan. In the 27 will be the next car out. That was our new entry we had. I knew we had a new entry, and I knew it was from Michigan. It'll be the second car that comes out. Nevin Gainey will be the first one. Out of Fort White, Florida, the H&R Powered Kryptonite, Ellis Environmental, Bledsoe Marine Services, Tri-County Contracting, Fuel Factory by Terry Motorsports, number 15. It'll be the first car out, followed by Rob Westergaard out of Bay City, Florida. And this group is patiently working their way in turn 1, and we're going to have to stay under yellow. Not sure what exactly was going on down in turns 1 and 2. You come out of that chute, you'd better be ready to go. Looks like everybody's going to get a chance to come to green now. Corey Allman's going to be the 7th car you see on your screen. He's out of Appomattox, Virginia. In the Earl Ramey Longhorn, Mr. Pay, VP Racing Fuels, Newmarket Asphalt, Amanda Enterprises, Bradley Trucking at number 7. His team car was the fastest car yesterday. Behind him in the 33, that will be Gavin Johnson out of Orlando, Florida, the Race 1 Rocket, True Form Race Products, number 33. And a man that gave us some entertainment last night, he said in the pit area, "Did you like what you seen?" I said, "Yes, I did." Out of Hawkinsville, Georgia, the H&R Powered Barry Ride Icon, Limerick Truck and Equipment, Twin Pine Stables, LS Angus, Top Notch Custom Concepts, Lenny Kimrick, own number 5. It's the Hawkinsville Hustler Will Harrington. Harrington third quick right now, 17.707. He is fastest out of this flight of cars to hit the racetrack. Tell you what, Corey Allman's not really been able to get into throttle as he's going to slip past that 27. We'll see. Not going to be the time he's going to want, that's for sure, as he was mirrored back behind that 27 car for that first lap. His second one's good enough to get him up to 5th. As it'll be Will Harrington. He's fastest out of that group, 17.558. Nevin Gainey was second quick. Corey Allman was third quick out of that group, 5th overall. So Trent Ivey does have the transponder swapped. He will be the first car they let out of this next flight of cars. This is Group B. of the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Winter Shootout Series qualifying. Trent Ivy's transponder didn't pick up the first time around. They'll give him a go this time. Behind him in the K7, that'll be Clinton, South Carolina's Keaton Smith, the Hinder Power Longhorn by Wesley Page, AFTR Motorsports, Kennedy Excavating, Aiden Ridge Hydros, Veteran Land Management K7. He'll be the first car behind Ivy. Then it's Jason Intapa out of West Palm Beach, Florida. The Hinder Power Longhorn, Impact Electrical Services, Universal Cabbing Systems, Turbo Blueprint, Done Right Construction, number 18. Behind him, he's second in the points. Had a really good night last night out of Douglasville, Georgia. The Eagle-powered Rocket XR1, Barrett Motorsports, Cove to Coast. Fun Tool, ML Performance, number 18, the multi-time Ice Bowl winner. That is Michael Page. Michael Page in the 18 and the 56. That is Christian Snyder out of Pittsburgh, PA, in the Ingram-powered Race DMC, Valley Electric, Snyder's Trucking, Valley Security Systems, Stance Transmissions, number 56. Trent Ivy, new transponder, new top time, 17.356, top of the board. Keaton Smith, second fastest now, 17.366. So both of those cars jumped to the top. Still not the overall fastest, but Trent Ivy now has a new top time. He had some work to do yesterday. He had to come somewhat through the middle of the pack to be able to get towards the front. That will give him, as of right now, a better starting spot, as we are a little past halfway in our qualifying B group. Corey North, he'll be the first car that gets to come out. Driver out of Atlanta, Georgia, the Hinder Powered Capital. J-Core Trailer Sales, Country Financial and by Beasley Agency, Jameson Construction, Hilton Mechanical, American Racing Wheels, number 85. That white car will be the next car that we see come out of the pit area. We have not sent him out just yet. We're still holding him in turn one. Bubba Whitener behind him in Middleburg, Florida, the H&R Longhorn, Whitener's Tractor Services, Southeast Ship Repair, Ocala Restaurant Supply, Jet Concrete Works, number 8. Of Brandon Cato. He'll also be in this group. The H&R Longhorn, Twins Farms, Mills Concrete, Vogel Bunny Ranch, RC Motorsports, number 59. And the 2, that is Terry Poor out of Seymour, Tennessee, the DJ Performance, Savage, Tar Chevrolet, Cherokee Towing, Maryville Fence, Rogers Petroleum, J. Clark Racing, Bodies by Skinny, number 2. And the 15 of Mason Massey out of Mooresville, North Carolina, the Race Tech Capital, Napa Auto Parts, Workwear, Marty Massey Towing and Recovery, Mongoose Power Solutions, number 15. And the 15 of Marty Massey. How did we get that to work? Marty Massey and Mason in the same group. Marty out of Douglasville, Georgia, the Eagle Capital. Marty Massey Towing, Noonan Ink Screen Printing, SCC Solutions, number 15. Mason Massey, 5th quick. How about that for the 15? Marty up to 10th, both of them in the top 10. Maybe they needed to be together. Corey North was 12th fastest overall. 3rd quickest for Bubba Whitener, 17.423 for Bubba. That's got him on the inside of row 2 right now. Mason Massey's going to back up the time he had. He'll stay 6th. Marty will stay 10th, but Bubba Whitener, fastest in that group of cars, as we are down to what looks to be the final group to hit the racetrack. As I see 2 of the cars left, we should have the 7 of Slate Jones and the 87 of Jake Rainey should be moving towards the front of this line as well. Looks like there they go. They're going to squeeze them out. Ross Bales, he'll be the first car that comes out. Last night won his prelim winner out of Clover, South Carolina, in the Persley Grading, JP Environmental, Dover Landscaping, Farmer Services, A10 Construction, number 09. And behind him, he was the points leader coming in. Had some trouble last night. He's got some work to do. Right now, outside of the top 20 to lock into the feature, that's Diesel Jones out of Alabaster, Alabama, the Race Tech Capital, A to Z Auto Repair and Towing, Kaiser Manufacturing, Integra Racing Shocks, Spring Pro, number 46. Behind him, the muscle man, that is Todd Brewster out of Villa Rica, Georgia, the Eagle-powered Laser. Threads for the South, Solid Ground Apparel, Brewster Built, DM Enterprises, number 18. And the 7, that will be Slate Jones. Slate Jones out of Dawsonville, Georgia. He'll make his way out onto the racetrack in the 7 car. And the final car in this group going to be the 87. He gave us some entertainment last night. He was on fire after hot lap qualifying, and then he was on fire during the feature, but on fire in a good way last night. The 87 of Jay Graney out of Powder Springs, Georgia. The Hindered Rocket XR1, GAC Electrical, Clark Enterprises, Carl Spray Foam, Graney Brothers Sealing and Insulation, number 87. Diesel Jones to the top of the board, and that is your overall fastest time. How about a 17.075? All he could do last night was shake his head after he got the nose caught up in the fence. And boy, oh boy, does he make up for it tonight. He is on the pole right now of qualifying Group B. As a matter of fact, only one car was left. That was the 36 of James Haynes, and I have not seen him. So I believe that will wrap up Group B of our qualifying. We'll see if they start letting cars go out the back gate. They do. So Diesel Jones to the top of the board, the fastest overall qualifier halfway through our My Race Pass Fantasy Racing hot lap qualifying for the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Winter Shootout Series, and the points leader. He's got some work to do. He comes in 40th overall in that top 20 point, or in the points from last night and tonight. Me and Bob was talking about this while we unload the cars. We thought the feature points is how we were going to add things up. When we got our totals and we got to looking, we was like, now wait a minute now, something's missing. There was qualifying points added to that. So the drivers that qualify fastest will have their chance to gain 50 points. So 50 points is key because you're going to get those points plus what you get in the feature. And all that adds up. The top 20 cars, they automatically lock themselves into tomorrow night's main event. Everybody else will go to some Rogers Dabbs Chevrolet B mains tomorrow. So right now, Ross Bales sits currently atop of those points. He was the fastest qualifier in his group, and he went on to win his feature. He was the only one last night to do that, to start on the pole and win the race. Other drivers that had a chance last night to do that didn't quite pull through with those would have or the other feature winners last night, Trent Lloyd, Ty Giles, and Kyle Hardy. Kyle Hardy would be 8th in points. You'd be like, well, how does that? He won his feature. Well, he had to start further back in the field, started 10th and come back up through to win his feature. So as we unload the first two groups of 604 late models out of the back chute, we'll get ready to assemble on the front straightaway once again, Group C and Group D of our My Race Pass Fantasy Racing Hot Laps. As we mentioned, the 2026 Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series schedule will officially hit tomorrow at noon. We'll have that, and we'll have that to talk about tomorrow as well. But while we bring in Group C and Group D, we'll step aside. You're watching the Dirt Car Sunshine Nationals from Volusia Speedway Park, live on DIRTVision.
Out of Lake Elmo, Minnesota. In his 8th year of Super Late Model competition, the Soyberg Calf Ranches, Land of Pressure Washers, Hanco Corporation, Fuel Factory, The Real Cafe V1, it's Brent Larson.
Only the toughest drivers can handle the World of Outlaws Late Model Series. Only the toughest pressure washers carry the name Landa. DIRTVision would like to thank our friends at Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts for helping us get from track to track. Fast One Speed Shop is your destination for the parts you desire. If you've ever craved dealer-type pricing on most major brands without hefty buy-ins, now's your opportunity. Whether you're into circle track, drag, street, repair shops, hot rods, or more, we've got you covered for just $99.99 a month. The Fast One Parts VIP Club is unmatched, so start saving hundreds or thousands by joining the VIP Club today. Visit us online at fast1speedshop.com or fast1parts.com.
The Light Rescue Series from AMCUS is a game changer for rescue teams across the country. AMCUS engineers listened and made changes based on the feedback of those in the field. Gator grips allow for minimal slippage. The rotating handle and ergonomic design allow rescue teams to put this only 46-pound tool wherever it needs to go, saving lives faster in the moment.
The motor is a lot faster. It opens the blades a lot quicker than normally you would. And it's also made of carbon fiber and titanium parts, which makes it very rugged for us to use.
Simple, rugged, reliable. To learn more about the Light Rescue Series, visit amcus.com.
So, you like NASCAR but don't know who to root for? Here's some Toyota legends you can get behind. Meet Tyler Reddick. Crushed it in Xfinity Series and now he's here. Basically the Cinderella story, if Cinderella drove 200 miles per hour. Then there's John Hunter Nemechek. New kid on the block, all gas, no brakes. Oh, and Denny Hamlin. Ever heard of Daytona? He's won it 3 times, no big deal. We have a lot of drivers, all legends. You pick. You in?
Welcome back to Volusia Speedway Park as we are getting ready to jump back into our Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Winter Shootout Series qualifying. Group C will get ready for their chance. 26 cars in Group C, and we'll close it out with 26 cars that will make up Group D of our My Race Pass Fantasy Racing Hot Lap qualifying. The goal is, of course, the Bama Sheds and Pole Barns Pole Award. There you see Group C and Group D assembled all the way down the pit road, almost as far as the eye can see down the front straightaway here at the world's fastest half mile. We are getting ready to let our first cars out. Cole Platt should be the first car we see out of Calhoun, Florida, the H&R Rocket, AB&A Manufacturing, Filibuster Charts, Mills Consulting, number 44. He'll be the first car. Behind him, it'll be Nick Johnson. He will be in the 9. Lachu, Florida, the H&R Longhorn Driscoll Engineering, Clark Construction Group, AAG Racing, Premier Lawn Care, number 9. Then it's Mac McCarter, the East Tennessee driver, in the 51. Mac out of Gatlinburg, Tennessee, the Phantom 51 race car. Parkway Liquor Stores, McCarter Farms, Afterburners Performance, H&R Concrete, Tennessee Homemade Wines, number 51. And the 58, Trent McLeod, another new power plant under the hood. Just texted me a few moments ago. He must have texted me while he was on the grid. Out of Baker, Florida, the CET, Longhorn, Riles Grassing, McLeod Lawn Care, Winston Beasley Pest Control, Speedy Fast Design, CH Enterprises, number 58. That is Trent McLeod. McLeod right now, I didn't see him pick up on the timing and scoring. Nick Johnson, 17.756. I see him on the leaderboard over there as 4th, but not seeing him on My Race Pass. So we'll see if that changes anything. David Williamson was also out there at a Seminary, Mississippi. Good night for him last night in the wall-to-wall Longhorn DRW Contracting LLC Extreme Graphics Skater hauling the 2-time Crate Racing USA National Weekly Champion. And right now, Williamson was 4th, Platt 3rd, McCarter 2nd. And how about Nick Johnson to the top of the board after the first flight of cars makes its way out. We'll get ready to welcome our next group to the racetrack as we are in Group C of our My Race Pass Fantasy Racing Hot Laps. And we'll see if we can get the next group rolling to the racetrack. Should be Kimber Crooms out of Winter Haven, Florida. Will be coming to the racetrack. Alongside of that 32 will be Tim Clark out of Kennesaw, Georgia, the Vincent Racing Engines capital. Mid-South Painting, Dirt Chaser, All South's Graphics, Jeff Smith Racing at number 22. And we got him jamming up coming off the pit road. 16, it'll be Austin Gonzalez. will be behind him out of Temple, Georgia, the Hindered Longhorn, America Roofing, H&H Racing, CNS Southern Ridge, Silver Streak, and we have got the yellow because the 32 has not gotten up to speed. So the 32, we'll see if we can't get Hipper up to speed, come out of the chute and really went nowhere. Possibly have to get some help to get that car moving. And there you see the 54, that is Tuck Trantham out of DeLand, Florida, the Corey Racing Engine Longhorn, Crossroads Construction, West Volusia Medical, car house number 54. And also the next car on the racetrack, I was looking, yes, indeed. There's our friends from Harrisburg, South Dakota. John Wingy making that trip all the way each year. Love to see John make the trip down. Glad to have him with us again here this weekend. Looks like we are going to start to maybe pick things up now. There you see the 32 starting to get up to full speed. Hopefully we'll see get up to full speed. I would say if the yellow would happen to come out once again, the qualifying effort will probably be a no-go. Johnson still sets atop of the leaderboard. Nothing changed right now in the top 5. There's John Wingy, Harrisburg, South Dakota, the Hindered Longhorn. Harrisburg Dent Repair Longhorn, the 2024 King of Dirt winner at I-95. There's your new quick time. How about the 22 of Clark, Tim Clark? Kennesaw, Georgia goes to the top of the board. He's going to be fastest right now. Checkered flag comes out. 17.635 for Clark. By the way, that overall time right now belongs to Diesel Jones, 17.075. And Clark's time right now, a little bit off of that, but he's fastest right now. Of course, it doesn't matter. He's not competing against Diesel. He's competing about the cars that are in this group. So right now, he would be on the pole of the 3rd feature if he can keep that spot. Still got some heavy hitters to follow. Matthew Potter out of Austinville, Virginia. Going to be the first car out of the Earl Ramey Longhorn Porter Services, Western Excavation, Bigfoot Enterprises, number 19. And the 23, that'll be Toby Sims out of Elkton, Florida. He had some work to do yesterday in the Kenny Land-powered Rocket, Capital Concrete, Nelson Plumbing, Stuart Witt Farms, Ancient City Contracting, number 23. They will pick up the pace. There is Hayden Noby out of Cleveland, Tennessee. In the Phantom-powered Masterbuilt, Auto Depot, Tennessee Tree Services, M&S Motors, Keystone, number 44, multiple topless outlaw starts for him. One of the East Tennessee drivers coming down here to enjoy the sunshine. The 43, that's Jared Edwards out of Mechanicsville, Maryland. The Hinder-powered Rocket, Quality Auto Body and Collision, Dean Guy Masonry, Lighthouse Restaurant and Dock Bar, number 43. A regular up at Hagerstown. Toby Sims right now second fastest on the racetrack. There's the 91 of Matt Adams out of New Cumberland, Pennsylvania. The Ingram Rocket, Adam and Son HVAC, Superior Homeland, Lancaster. Everlasting Impressions Jewelry, number 91. Clark still at the top. There you see fastest out of this group. Second overall right now in this qualifying group. That is Toby Sims, 17.661. There you see the 23. He was the fastest out of that flight of cars that hit the racetrack. It's past the halfway point here at qualifying Group C, getting down to the nitty-gritty. One of the young talents out of the state of Georgia will be the first car out in this group. Out of McIntyre, Georgia, the Ingram Capital, Bloodworth Pallet Company, Simply Fresh Foods, Beasley Group, Battle Lumber Company, number 24. That is Austin Bloodworth. Austin Bloodworth in the 24. Cale Green behind him in a Pelion, South Carolina, the H&R Longhorn. Jesse's Well and Pump, Trans-Tail Incorporated, Hoosier by Brian Key, number 4. The 721 of Blake Klauser out of Lake Helen, Florida, behind him. And the H&R powered Very Right Icon, MW Industries, Flexio Marine Services, number 721. And the 14, another one of the drivers coming from the north. He's out of Fultonville, New York, the GM-powered Rocket XR1 SRI Performance, M2 Metals, Bill Lake Modular Home, Swift Springs, VP Racing Fuels, 14. That is A.J. Miller, and there is Logan Bradford, the Rocket City kid out of Huntsville, Alabama, with an Ingram-powered rocket. Bradford Wrecker Services, SureFlow Plumbing and Drain, Arnold Savage, Click Imports, number 67 for the 2024 Crit Racing USA 602 Tour Champion. New quick time, Austin Bloodworth, 17.460. So Bloodworth to the top of the board here in Group C. Bloodworth goes 17.460 with one group left here in qualifying Group C. So we'll see if Bloodworth can hang on. 17.460, that's ahead of Clark, 17.635, and Toby Sims with a 17.661. Next group of cars to the racetrack. Be the 96, that is Mikey Kopka out of Astor, Florida, the H&R Rocket. Benny's Racing Equipment, Kopka Sun Fabrication, number 46. Behind him, Landon Matthews out of Dublin, Georgia, the 441 Speed and Machine Rocket. Matthews Construction, Big M Auction Company, Southern Ridge Transport, Elite Georgia Land Services, Southern Ridge Transport, number 13, the 2025 Swainsboro Track Champion. There's the 1A, that'll be David Showers Jr. Out of St. Augustine, Florida, the H&R Longhorn, Allen Plumbing, Sizemore Electrical, Action Graphics, starting over Animal Refuge at number 1. See what he can do, see if he can get into the top 5. No, he will not. 18.420 for Showers. There's Gregory Carrico. He had an eventful night last night. The driver out of Winchester, Virginia, the Ingram Kryptonite, Exceptional Wildlife Removal, Red Rock Tile, Hosky Performance, Integra Shocks, Elkin Speedway, West Virginia Motor Speedway, number 67. And the 4M, that is Billy Boyd Jr. Billy Boyd Jr. in the 4 out of Riverview, Florida. The H&R Kryptonite, Boyd's Renovations, Integra Shocks, Thunder Bay Construction, number 4. So Austin Bloodworth looks like, we'll see. I was hearing race control saying somebody possibly might have to come back out. For right now, though, and somebody did not pick up, so we're going to see if we can't get them to come back, and possibly that be A.J. Miller. Did not pick up at all on the timing and scoring. So it looks like they may try to squeeze him out onto the racing surface. And I was looking, John Ruggiero Jr., I don't think took a time either. And I don't see him in the lineup. So possibly going to try to get AJ a chance to go out and get his time, but I do not see the 44 of John Ruggiero Jr. So he might be a scratch, the multi-time world short track champion. As we do officially have one car left, and that would be the 14 of AJ Miller. They're going to try to squeeze him up so they can get him out, and he'll have a qualifying effort. So one driver left to try to knock off Austin Bloodworth and Tim Clark from the front row of feature number 3. That will come up later tonight. So it looks like AJ is rolling. We'll see if we can't get him up to full speed. And he'll have a solo run around the world's fastest half mile to try to knock off Austin Bloodworth's 17.460. So the driver out of New York. Transponder didn't pick up his first round, so they'll try again. And he has some work to do if he wants to try and race his way in, because right now on the point side of things, not in that top 20. Currently 50th in the points. 16th on lap number 1 at 18.258. So he's got some work to do to try to at least get into the top 10 in time. Out of turn 4 for AJ, he'll see the checkered flag. This will officially end qualifying session C. Miller does not pick up on lap 2. So AJ's 18.258 will land him 16th. And your fastest qualifier to come out of Group C, he'll be on the pole of feature number 3 out of McIntyre, Georgia, the Ingram Capital. Bloodworth Pilot Company, Simply Fresh Foods, Beasley Group, number 24. How about Austin Bloodworth? He will start from the pole of feature number 3. Final qualifying group. Ethan Wilson, he won this event last year. Out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, will be the first car out on the racetrack in the Eagle-powered Longhorn Factory. Prime Hydro Seating, Whittier Motorsports, number 00. Behind him, the national champion a year ago. On the national tour out of York, South Carolina, the Hendred-powered Longhorn by Wesley Page. XL Grading and Waterproofing, Wesley Page Racing Shocks, LJ Design, Intense Graphics, Indoxal Art, number 22. That is Jeremy Steele. Behind him out of Freedom, New York, the 955 Automotive, Rocket XR 1.2, XCMG Equipment and Iron Listing, Ed Carley Motorsports, Blend Concrete Plants, Aaron, Florida RCC, number 2, that is Zach Carley. And there you see Cade Brookshire. Glad they got that car back together. He took a hard hit down in 3 and 4. The driver to Callahooda, Georgia, the Twisted Performance Capital, the Biscuit Box, Precision Seamless Guttering, Barton Family Dentistry, number 14. Jeremy Steele, top of the board, 17.897. Ethan Wilson, 18.065. And there you see the 26. That will be Adam Bennebaugh. It'll be the final car in this group. And there you see Jeremy Steele. Second lap was even faster, 17.657. The track has slowed down, but Jeremy Steele's time was good enough to put him on the point. He'll be the fastest right now in qualifying Group D. Next flight of cars will get ready to roll out. You got your fastest overall qualifier from a night ago in the 7. He's sitting there on the left side of your screen. And the winner of qualifying feature number 4 last night, Ty Giles. He will roll out first. That is a new power plant under the hood of that 97. The driver to Norman Park, Georgia, the Earl Ramey Factory 97. J&M Engine Transport, Refrigeration, Penske Sox, Race Car Engineering, number 97. Yeah, behind him in the 7, fastest overall qualifier last night. He'll come into Lynchburg, Virginia. The Earl Ramey Longhorn, Mr. Pay, VP Racing Fuels, New Market Asphalt, Amanda Enterprises, Bradley Trucking at number 7, and we got a log jam coming out of turn 1 again. Looks like the 25 of Donnie Chappelle did not get up to full speed. As a matter of fact, he didn't get up to speed at all. He stopped. The driver out of St. Augustine, Florida, the H&R Sniper, Next Level Mods, Carolina Auto Direct, True Patriots. Number 25, the 2021 Larry Duty Memorial winner at Putnam Raceway. And the 2-time United Dirt Late Model Challenge Series winner. Gonna have some help. Not to quote Post Malone and Morgan Wallen, we had to have some help. Looks like Chappelle might actually get it moving now. Also in this group, the 66 of Jody Knowles. There you see Justin Williams. He'll make his way down into turns 1 and 2. Jody Knowles will be the 66 right there on your screen, coming out of turn 4 into Tyro, Georgia. The Performance Rocket, Clayton Signs, Gentry Recycling, Knowles Trucking, DJ's Racing Solutions, Sweet Victory Apparel, the 2021 Alabama State Champion. Got him a national tour win 1 year ago. There's the 31, that will be Tim Schwartz out of Ormond Beach, Florida. He'll make his way to the front straightaway. The 97 of Ty Giles, lap number 1. How about 4th quick for Ty? Brand new power plant, same result. That factory 97 has got some speed. There's Justin Williams, not quite fast enough, but he backed up qualifying effort yesterday. He's 2nd, never mind, 3rd. Jody Knowles knocks him back down to 2nd. There you see Jody. He's the fastest right now in this group. Barry Noel Williams picking up. Justin Williams, 2nd quick, 17.725. So consistent for Justin Williams. He won't get the fastest overall qualifier tonight, but he's 2nd quick right now and pretty much the same speed at a 17.725. Last night, 17.162 was good enough to take the overall time. That will not be the case tonight. Corey Neal Jr. next out of the gate out of Bridge City, Texas. The wall-to-wall racing engines Rocket, Curtis & Son Companies, First Class Septics, Kaiser Manufacturing, Sandy Weld Incorporated, Turbo Enterprises, number 7. Behind him in the 07, that is the legend Ivan Lloyd making his way out onto the racetrack. Ivan Lloyd in the 07. Behind him in the 71, that'll be Davey Klein out of St. Augustine, Florida. The Earl Ramey Black Diamond, God's Country, First Coast Site Prep, number 71. And behind him, the 131, that'll be Matt Herlong. He's got a prelim win here at Volusia back in 2025. Valerica, Florida, H&R Powered Rocket XR1, Matco Modular Services, Central Florida Dirtworks and Demolition, Jams Creations 131. Corey Neal Jr., 5th fastest right now. That's the fastest out of the cars on the racetrack. And there is the 57 of Landon Zakowski of Waxahachie, Texas. Ender Powered, Barry Wright, Fierce Technologies, Barry Wright Icon, Service Transportation Incorporated, BT Energy, PJ1 Motorsports 57. Ivan at Lloyd, 5th on the board. That's fastest out of this flight of cars at a 17.792. Looks like Zaklowski will go 11th fastest. Matt Herlong was 12th quick. So halfway through our final group qualifying for the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Winter Shootout Series. Right now, your pole award, if it was to be handed out right now, would go to Diesel Jones. 17.075 is the fastest time. See if we can change that. Cam Boyd, first car out of this group, out of Blackshear, Georgia, the Extreme Powered Rocket XR1, Brad Boyd Construction, Boswell Oil Company, Sammy Septic Services, Mixon Farms, the 2025 Ralph Allen Showdown winner in the limited late model ranks at Waycross. He'll be the first down onto the racetrack. Ricky Green will follow him. There's the driver out of North Carolina. There, Ramey Longhorn, New Arrow, Johnny Rogers, Pro Fabrication Headers, number 18. And the 47 of Ryan West, next in line out of Canton, Georgia. The Eagle Powered Rocket, Reed & Reed, Lumpkin Hose, Forsyth Grading, the 2025 North Georgia Track Champion. And he has shut the 47 off right in the path. Oh, man. 47 shut the car off right in front of Curtis Glover, and he had to get on the binders. The driver out of Knoxville, Iowa, the Carl Custom Powered Infinity. Carl Chevrolet Allen Seamless Gutters, number 30. I mean, that got tight off of turn 4. Curtis was at full sun. There you see him on your screen. One of our quick qualifiers a year ago here at Volusia. Corey Neal Jr., by the way, took the top spot out of that last group. I just seen that change. So Corey Neal fastest right now out of 17.540. There's Trey Davis out of Alma, Georgia, the H&R Longhorn. Davis Blueberry Plantation, Main Street Bottle Shop, Renegade. All things blueberries. Nathan's Pro Detailing, number 4. Glover second quick, 17.597. What could that first lap have been possibly would be the question. So they will shut it down, and there you see Curtis Glover second on the board in this D group of qualifying, 17.597. And it looks like one final group to go. One of them went to victory lane last night, won the very first feature. He's out of Jacksonville, Florida. This guy here could take the quick time very easily. And the H&R Powered Longhorn, North Florida Field and Excavating, dependable well and pump services, DN Concrete and Construction, number 2. The 2025 Prelude to the Ruderman winner at Volusia, that is Trent Lloyd. Trent Lloyd in the 2. Behind him in the 99 out of Rome, Georgia, the Ingram Powered GRT. Bama Shed, Short Track Parts, Ingram Race Products, GRT Race Cars, 99. That is Super Mario Gresham. Mario Gresham in the 99. Maverick Davidson out of Winston, Georgia, in the Bishop Racing Capital. Top Guard Exterior, Silver Streak Equipment Services, 18X number 1. And the 17 of Hayden Cardwell in Knoxville, Tennessee, the DJ CBR. Vineyard Landscape, Vineyard Enterprises, Andy Dill Trucking, Stansco Equipment, number 17. For Hayden Cardwell in the final car on the racetrack, and the final car to qualify in Knoxville, Tennessee, the CBR, Jessica State Farm, FBR Racing, PPM Racing Products, number 07, that's Bailey Cardwell. Hayden Cardwell, top of the board. We're going to squeeze one more in there. I believe that would be the 23 of Tim Dameron. Out of Oneida, Tennessee, the Phantom Powered CBR, Tommy's Motorsports, Oneida Paint and Body, Papa's Quick Stop, number 23. But Hayden Cardwell will go to the top of the board in qualifying session D at a 17.597. .441 ahead of Corey Neal. That'll be your front row. Curtis Glover and Jeremy Steele will make up row 2. But what a rebound from last night. He was up against the concrete, had to repair the whole nose of the race car, but your overall fastest qualifier at a time of 17.075 will be the winner shootout series points leader out of Alabaster, Alabama, the Race Tech capital, A to Z Auto Repair and Towing, Kaiser Manufacturing, Integral Racing Shocks, Spring Pro, number 46. He won the Clyde Johnson Contracting and Roofing 100 at Henry County last weekend. It will be Diesel Jones, and he will lead the second feature to green coming up in just a little bit. 105 cars have now qualified, and that is in the books. The features are lined up for the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Winter Shootout Series 604 late models. Ruben, we've seen the times get a little quicker throughout the day. It's time for the super late models to go out and take their turn for the fastest laps of the night.
Yeah, good point there. Our overall quick time last night, Chris Madden, was 15.376. Again, 15.376. We'll see if our guys can top that here tonight. Track record set by Bobby Pierce back on January 19th, 2024 to 15.100. 44 entries for the World of Outlaw late models presented by DIRTVision here this evening. Group AB qualifying, 22 cars in Group A and 22 cars in Group B, an even split here tonight. We'll have 4 heat races taking the top 4 directly into the feature, so locking in 16 cars, and then we will have 2 last chance showdowns. Drivers 5th on back from heats 1 and 2 will go to last chance showdown number 1, and then drivers 5th on back in heat races 3 and 4 will go to last chance showdown number 2. We'll take the top 3 out of those, lock those drivers in, award a World of Outlaws points provisional and a World of Outlaws owners provisional, and then 4 emergencies if needed here tonight, and that will be tonight's World of Outlaws feature starting lineup. Final 604s making their way from the infield back out to the pit area. Just like last night, tonight will be 35 laps, $12,000 to the winner as well. We'll be right back here tomorrow to do it again. If you're within driving distance and watching on DIRTVision, come on out here and join us for the finale of the Dirt Car Sunshine Nationals, and a lot of great racing coming at you here at Volusia Speedway Park. And as always, if you can't be here, watch every lap live on DIRTVision, home to the greatest shows on dirt. The American Sprint Car Series getting ready to kick it off here at Volusia Speedway Park next weekend. Then our sister series, the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series, along with the Ironmen of the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals. The Dirt Car UMP Modifieds will be in action following week, part of the first week of the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals, and then we will return for Late Model Week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will be Dirt Car Late Model Nights, followed by the World of Outlaw Late Models presented by DIRTVision here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, February 14th, 12th, 13th, and 14th, and then off to Hendry County Motorsports Park for the first time in series history, 19th through the 21st, practice night on Thursday, racing action Friday and Saturday night. Before we head to Tennessee in March, a lot of great racetracks to hit this year. Going to be a fantastic year for the Outlaws, and we hope to have you along for the ride, whether it be at the track or on DIRTVision. We commence qualifying. First driver to join us out of Chickamauga, Georgia. The Team Zero race car, Clements Powered Race Co., Fox Shocks, AAA General Contractors, Clot Synthetics, Committed Gasket, Northeastern Fabrication, Otterly Baths, Ace Door, and 17M, Dale McDowell. In the 15, at a Blanchard, Louisiana, the Longhorn by Stuckey, Clements Powered, Lucas Oil Products, Graphic Arts Express, Fibertech Laser Cut, R&R Farms, Advanced Powder Coating, PRP Suspension, Afterburner Performance. Number 15, Clay Stuckey. In his sophomore year, the Gorilla Mill, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Oak Ridge Fabrication, Horman's HVAC, On-Demand Shirts. Number 49, Jake Tim. Dale McDowell, 16.333 for Dale McDowell on his opening lap. Clay Stuckey will cross the line. He will go second quick, 16.634. Jake Tim will go second now, 16.474. Final lap for Dale McDowell. Dale McDowell will go slower, but stays at the top of the charts with his first lap at a 16.333. That time is 16.692. Clay Stuckey will also keep lap number 1, that time 16.859, first one better. And Jake Tim will also keep lap number 1, that time slower with a 17-second lap. First lap better, 16.474 for Jake Tim. Dale McDowell kicks us off early in World of Outlaw Group A qualifying with a time to beat at a 16.333. Up next, the 2006 World of Outlaws champion at Watertown, New York, in the Longhorn Clements, Dave Warren Power Sports, Corey Rubber Corporation, Excess Storage, JHI Hydraulics, One Rail, Sherlock Ventures, Flawless Roofing, Trans 58, Briggs Transport, number 9, Tim McCready. In the number 58, MD3 Rookie of the Year contender at Fayetteville, North Carolina, the Longhorn Clements, Big Fog Motorsports, Viper Risk Management, Ocala Restaurant and Supply, New Point Lighting and Design, Dave's Towing, number 58B, Dalton Wilson. Joining us out of Mooresville, North Carolina, the AK Race Car, Clements Power, G-Style Transport, Cat Industries, W.L. Marion Plumbing, Donaldson Grading, number 8, Kyle Strickler. Tim McCready, second quick, 16.345 for Kyle Strickler. Opening lap 4, Dalton Wilson, fifth quick, 16.641. Kyle Strickler, winner of the Sunshine Nationals, fourth quick, 16.487. Here comes Tim McCready. He will not improve. He'll keep lap number 1, second quick. That time 2/10 slower. Dalton Wilson will cross the line about a 10th slower. He'll remain 6th quick. And final lap 4, Kyle Strickler to the top of the charts goes. Strickler 16.2664. Kyle Strickler now with a time to beat here in Group A over Dale McDowell, Tim McCready, and Jake Tim. Top 4 drivers start in the front row of the respected heat race. Up next, out of Mooresville, North Carolina, the Longhorn, Clements, Durham, Tide Touring, Noss Energy Drink, C&W Trucking, Lone Wolf Petroleum, Holdren Construction, Remtech Industries, Petrov Towing, Bilstein, Travail Equipment, number 9, Nick Hoffman. Joining us out of Ohsweken, Ontario, Canada, the Longhorn Cornet, Glenn Stiers Racing, Ohsweken Speedway, Chantarelli Promotions, the QR Code Genie, number 0, Glenn Stiers. Out of Mount Airy, North Carolina, the Longhorn Cornet, Elite Ready Mix, Ultimate Towing and Recovery, Capital Waste, Horizon Equipment Rentals, Colton Farms, 5-Star Metal Buildings, number 114, Jordan Kohler. Nick Hoffman will clock in 5th quick in his opening lap at a 16.588. Glenn Stiers, 8th quick, 18.017. Opening lap here for Jordan Kohler. He'll go 8th quick, 16.984. Can Nick Hoffman go to the top? He'll go 2nd quick, 16.313 for Nick Hoffman. A good improvement on lap number 2. The 0 of Stiers will keep lap 1. He'll remain 9th quick, 18.017. And Jordan Kohler in the 114 will improve with a lap time of a 16.864 to go 8th quick here in Group A. After 9 cars, it's Kyle Strickler with a time to beat at a 16.266 over Nick Hoffman, Dale McDowell, and Tim McCready, your top 4. Up next, MD3 Rookie of the Year contender at Clewiston, Florida. In the Clyde Johnson Contracting and Roofing, Performance Napa, Total Claim Source, 7 Peak Steel, Michael Johnson Productions, Longhorn Eagle Power, number 55E, Eli Johnson. Out of Penton, Alabama, in the Team Zero Race Car, Vic Hill Powered, Brick Motorsport, CTC Disaster Response, AAA General Contractors, J3 Investment Group, Andy's Towing, Shane McDowell Racing, ST Sales, number T1, Todd Murrow. The 2-time and defending series champion at Oakwood, Illinois, the Low Voltage Solution, Churchill Transportation, Collin Brothers Towing, Rio Grande Waste Services, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Carnegie Towing and Auto Repair, Longhorn, Vic Hill, number 32, Bobby Pierce. Eli Johnson, 9th quick, 17.684. Todd Murrow, 11th quick, 18.637. Pierce will cross the line, 6th quick, 16.591. Eli Johnson will cross the line. He'll go slower, 18.247, remain 10th quick. Todd Murrow will cross the line. He'll go 10th quick now, better, 17.516 for Murrow, and Pierce will also improve on lap number 2, 5th quick for the 32 at a 16.454. Kyle Strickler still with the time to beat over Hoffman, McDowell, and McCready. No change in the top 4. Up next, out of Evans, Georgia, the Riggs Motorsports, Budweiser, Dude Wipes, Heartbeat Hot Sauce, Gronto Southern, RW Powell, Big Dog Stumpin' Tree, SCM, Harco Construction, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Bilstein, VP Racing Fuels, Longhorn Clements, number 76 of Brandon Overton. Into 09 at Sun River, Montana, the Dust Pods, Willow Ranch, Rowdy Mood Hat Company, Longhorn Dynamics, Longhorn Durham, number 09, Michael Leach. Into 7M out of Dawsonville, Georgia, the Longhorn Vic Hill, Coltman Farms Racing, MPM Marketing, Bilstein Shocks, LT Service, Special Needs School of Gwinnett, and Autism Awareness, number 7M, Donald McIntosh. Opening lap for Brandon Overton in the 76. To the top of the charts goes Overton, 16.131. Michael Leach, 11th quick, 17.073. What a whopping lap by Overton. Donald McIntosh, 8th quick, 16.499. Overton, can he set the bar even higher? He won't, but it don't matter. He's still atop of the charts, 16.131. That time, 16.218. Michael Leach will improve faster, 12th quick, 17.070. And Donald McIntosh will keep lap 1 going slower on lap number 2, 16.869 that lap. First lap better, 8th quick, 16.499. Brandon Overton now quick time here in Group A at a 16.131. Up next at Loudon, Tennessee, the Longhorn Eagle-powered Hicks Racing, H&H Auto Sales, Swift Springs, Sunoco, VG Performance by Bill Stein and Colin Signs, number 69, Corey Hedgecock. In the number 20, RT Kohler Motorsports, Hoker Trucking, Knights Company, Sunoco Race Fuels, Coltman Farms, Capital Waste, Bill Stein, Certified Inspection Service, Jones Racing Products, Longhorn Clements, number 20, RT, Ricky Thornton Jr. Minor Renner, South Dakota, the Western Provisions, Bargain Barn Tire Center, Asphalt Pros, Howe Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Falklands Trucking, Bargain Barn Motorsports, Katie Day Realtor, Slicker Graphics, Longhorn Clements, number 76, Blair Nodor. Hedgecock, 11th quick, 16.754. Ricky Thornton Jr. Good top 5 for him last night. Second quick for RTJ, 16.157. Here comes Nodorf, 10th quick, 16.557. Checkered flag in the air for Corey Hedgecock. He will improve, 7th quick, 16.444. Ricky Thornton Jr., can he go up a position? No, he can't. Slower, 16.348. First lap better, second quick, 16.157. And Blair Nodorf, 6th quick at a 16.333. There's a tie there between McDowell and Nodorf now for the 5th position. Dale McDowell and Blair Nodorf both turning a 16.333. Next 3, actually, should be the next 2 here. We have 4 left, so we'll probably split them into 2 pairs. The 19, Dustin Sorensen at Rochester, Minnesota, the Longhorn Pro Power, Altenburg Construction, Paulson Rock Products, J&S Repair, JCB Equipment, Rochester Chevrolet 63 Club, Yagi Trucking, CBR Drilling, Olin's by Longhorn Dynamics, Heavy Hitch, Redline Oils, PEM Rear Ends, and AT Racing Fuels. Number 19, Dustin Sorensen. In the 97, at Thompson, Georgia, the Longhorn Clements Factory 97, Richard David Legacy Motorsports, M&M Painting and Construction, JNC Properties, All About Doors, Granite Hauling and Excavating, Jerry's Roofing and Siding, number 97, Cody Overton. Dustin Sorensen, 16th quick at a 17.277. Cody Overton in the 97 will cross the line, 15th quick at a 16.882. Dustin Sorensen, a fantastic run last night, 6th in the feature. Sorensen will improve to 12th, faster, 16.515, and Cody Overton faster as well, 12th quick, 16.502 for Cody Overton. Final 2 qualifiers in Group A. Getting ready to roll out. It's still Brandon Overton with the time to beat at a 16.131. Ricky Thornton Jr. 2nd, Kyle Strickler 3rd, Nick Hoffman in 4th. Joining us out of Oil City, Pennsylvania, in the Longhorn Pro Power, Virgil Iron and Steel, R&R Enterprises, Eagle Hoist and Winch, Close Racing Supply, WinchRental.com, E&K Equipment, Precision Tool. Number 24, Tyler Wyant. In the number 6, out of Martinsville, Indiana, the Longhorn Cornet, K&L Rumbly Enterprise, D&E Marine, Rumbly Engineering, Senior Life Insurance Company, Olin's by Longhorn Dynamics, Maciavelli Transportation, American Racing Custom Wheels, and Wheeler Metal sponsored. Number 6, Hudson O'Neill. Tyler Wyant getting ready to clock in his first lap, 16.912. He'll go 17th quick. Hudson O'Neill will cross the line. Hudson O'Neill going to go 4th quick at a 16.301. 4th quick for Hudson on his opening lap. Checkered flag in the air, the final 2 drivers in Group A qualifying. Tyler Wyant will not improve. He'll stay 18th quick at a 16.912. That time is 16.921. And Hudson O'Neill will not improve. Actually, he will, 16.292 for the 6 of Hudson O'Neill. So it's going to be Brandon Overton in the front row with the 8 of Kyle Strickler in heat race number 1. And heat race number 2 is going to be the 20 RT of Ricky Thornton Jr. and the 6 of Hudson O'Neill. Let's head downstairs with Ashton Smythe.
Sitting a long time, your fastest qualifier in Group A, big sexy Brandon Overton. A little bit of an easier start to your day. Now that you're starting on the pole of a heat race, how are you feeling moving into the rest of the night?
Yeah, just gotta keep it up there. Just hats off to my crew. They've been busting their butt. We're
probably made a couple mistakes last night in the feature. We didn't have it quite right, but that's all right. We're learning. Just want to thank Jason and Scott Riggs for the opportunity. We had Vinny down here yesterday with VG Performance, and today. You know, he just left, got on a plane, so we're starting her off right. Like I said, we just gotta keep her up front, get these features dialed in, and we'll be all right.
A 12th place run for Brandon Overton yesterday, and now fastest in his group. We'll see what he can do tonight.
Off to a good start, that's for sure, as he'll share the front row with Strickler, as mentioned, and then Ricky Thornton Jr. and Hudson O'Neill on the front row of heat race number 2. Drivers make their exit on the back straightaway. We'll get ready for Group B qualifying. Another 22 drivers coming at you here. This will set the lineups for heats 3 and 4 once again. After qualifying for us, we'll get ready for 6:02 late model hot lap qualifying, then we'll get right into opening ceremonies, followed by heat race action for the World of Outlaw late models. So cars making their exit here. Ricky Thornton Jr. and that last restart really made a big push there at the end of last night. He finished 5th in the 20RT, a quiet 5th, I gotta say. He's gonna be fun to watch, and Hudson O'Neill gets another shot here tonight after suffering a right rear blowout last night. They parked it for the end of the night. Now he's going to start on the front row here in that K&L Rumbling number 6. And Kyle Strickler, don't sleep on him. He finished 10th last night and won the feature here at the Dirt Car Sunshine Nationals back in 2021. Strickler looking for win number 3 with the series here tonight. Final cars have made their exit on the back straightaway, and we get ready to welcome the first 3 of Group B. Leading them out is going to be an MD3 Rookie of the Year contender at Hookstown, Pennsylvania, and the All-American Framer, Brandon's Lawn and Landscape, Lovell Enterprises, Valvoline, Napa Auto Parts, Zarin Truck and Auto, Wedge Motorsports, VG Performance, Close Racing Supply Point, Spring and Drive Shaft, Longhorn Durham, number 1Z, Logan Zarin. Out of Carpentersville, Illinois, the Rocket XR2 Clements Powered, McBride Mac, Vomac Truck Sales, 5-Star Race Car Bodies, Fox Shocks, Riverton, Party Store, Kaiser Manufacturing, BP Racing Fuels, PRC, number 28, Dennis Erb Jr. Out of New Berlin, Illinois, the Valvoline, Soybert Camp Ranches, Franklin Enterprises, Petroff Towing, Fox Shocks, Ace Metalworks, Performance Trading, Gunners Honey, Rocket Durham, number 1, Brandon Shepard. Logan Zarin will cross the line, 16.829 for Logan Zarin. Dennis Erb Jr. to the top of the chart, 16.668, and he is slow in 1 and 2. Shepard will cross the line. He'll go to the top of the charts, 16.355. Story developing here. Logan Zarin will cross the lap number 2. He'll go slower, stay third quick, 16.829. Brandon Shepard will come around to clock in his second and final lap, and Shepard will go at a 16.627. Faster for Shepard, but trouble for Dennis Erb Jr. He did not clock in a second lap as he is coasting here in 3 and 4 into the infield. After a solid run last night, Dennis Erb Jr. finished 4th in last night's feature event. Brandon Shepard with the early time to beat at a 16.267 here in the Rocket 1, but Dennis Erb Jr. going to come to a stop, and we'll continue and try to get an update here in a few moments. Up next, MD3 Rookie of the Year contender, the 14. Trey Mills in the Mills Concrete, Bilstein, H&R Race Engines, FK Roddins, VG Performance. Number 14, Trey Mills. In the 388, Jackson Heiss out of Ocala, Florida, the Quality Service Roofing, Triple Crown Trailers, Down to Earth Trailers, Fitz Factory. Number 388, and the B1, Brent Larson in the Lake Elmo, Minnesota, in the Land of Pressure Washers, Fuel Factory, Hanco Corporation, T-Pack, The Real Cafe, TS Warehouse, Longhorn Vic Hill, number B1. A right rear flat tire on Dennis Erb Jr. is the report. The 14 of Trey Mills, second quick, 16.647. Jackson Heiss, fourth quick, 16.696. Brent Larson will cross the line, second quick for Larson, 16.464. Trey Mills, third quick at a 16.646. He'll keep lap number 1. Jackson Heiss will also keep lap number 1, 16.696. And checkered flag in the air for Brent Larson. Brent Larson will not improve. All 3 drivers keeping their first lap. Shepard still with a time to beat, 16.267 over Brent Larson, Trey Mills, and Dennis Erb Jr. in 4th after only completing 1 lap. Up next at Richmond, Indiana, the Gibson Racing Vision Woodworks. Vision Homes, DCE Fabrication, Pardos Towing Service, Burt Transmission, FK Roddins, Penske, VP Racing Fuel, Simpson Racing Products, Longhorn Spec, number 20 TC, Tristan Chamberlain. Out of Rock Hill, South Carolina, the Longhorn by WP, Clements Powered, Eason Roofing Company, Fred Caldwell Chevrolet, Mid-Atlantic Roofing Supply, WP Racing Shocks, Matt Mann Designs, number 23, Becca Malone. Out of Marshalltown, Iowa, the Cooney Motorsports, Hoger Trucking, Custom Fabricating and Repair, Carl Chevrolet, Allen Sealess Gutters, Murray Farms, VP Racing Fuels, Infinity, Vic Hill, Jay Dickens, number 19R, Ryan Gustin. Opening lap for Chamberlain, 4th quick at a 16.653. Becca Malone, 7th quick at a 16.735. The 19R of Ryan Gustin will cross the line here. And Gustin in his opening lap, 2nd quick, 16.432 for Gustin. Chamberlain will cross the line. He will not improve. He'll keep lap 1. That time about 3/10 slower, 5th quick. And Becca Malone will also not improve, about a 10th slower there, 8th quick at a 16.735. Ryan Gustin's final effort. Can he go to the top of the charts? He's faster, but stays 2nd quick. 16.430 for Ryan Gustin. Brandon Shepard still has the time to beat at a 16.267 over Ryan Gustin, Brett Larson, and Trey Mills. Up next, last year's MD3 Rookie of the Year champion at Heidemann, Pennsylvania. The G.R. Smith Motorsports, Team 22 Incorporated, Victory Circle Auto Sales, Gambler Transport, Brickhouse Tavern, Lake House Wine Bar, Mesilla Valley Transportation, ShopTeam22.com, Dirt King Apparel, Bill Stein, Longhorn Cornet, number 22 star, Drake Troutman. Out of Middleburg, Florida, in the Southeast Ship Repair, Whitener's Tractor Service, Ocala Restaurant Supply, DT Welding, Boswell Oil, Jet Concrete Works, Race Car Engineering, number 5, Mark Whitener. In the 11R and the JRR Motor Sales, Glenwood Electric, JRR Trucking, MC Tank Transport, MGL Auto Sales, Rice Excavating and Plumbing, Longhorn Clements, number 11R, Josh Rice. Drake Troutman to the top of the charts goes Troutman, 16.123. Mark Whitener, 5th quick, 16.638 on his opening lap. First lap time for Josh Rice. He'll cross the line 9th quick at a 16.674. Troutman will not improve, but he's still atop of the charts. That time about 2/10 slower at a 16.3. And Mark Whitener faster, 4th quick for the Floridian at a 16.434. And checkered flag in the air for Josh Rice. He'll keep lap number 1. That time about a 10th slower as he'll keep lap 1 9th quick. Mark Whitener 4th and Drake Troutman new time to beat here in Group B at a 16.123. Joining us from Americus, Georgia, in the custom performance, Simply Elegant Landscaping, Taylor Trucking, Custom Collision Center, Longhorn, Vic Hill, number 11, it's Alan Stick. Out of Bakersfield, California, in his sophomore season in the ASD Motorsports, Jarrett Rifles, North Augusta Customs, XL Flooring, Taco John's, Brad Benton Trucking, BK Grading and Paving, Olin Shocks for Longhorn Dynamics, Contractor Services of Aiken, Boswell Oil, Precise Seal Coating, Torkel Race Oils, number 74X, Ethan Dotson. Out of Lake Alamo, Minnesota, in the Fuel Factory, Hanco Corporation, TS Warehouse, Longhorn Pro Power, number 8, Matthew Larson. Alan Stick will cross the line 6th quick, 16.476. Good opening lap for Alan Stick. Here comes Ethan Dotson at a 74X, 6th quick for Dotson. He'll bump Stick down to 7th. Dotson at a 16.470. Matthew Larson will clock in and he will go 15th quick. Alan Stick will not improve. He'll stay 7th. Ethan Dotson getting ready to cross the line for his 2nd lap. And Ethan Dotson will not improve. He'll stay 6th. Stick is 7th. Matthew Larson in the 8 was 15th at a 17.491 in his opening lap. He will cross the line and he'll go faster, 17.483. Alan Stick, 7th quick. He took an extra lap, and it's unfortunately you take an extra lap, you get your fastest lap taken away, but luckily for him, he will still stay 7th at a 16.612 now. So Ethan Dotson 6th, Alan Stick 7th, Drake Troutman with the time to beat. We continue on here in Group B out of Brandon, Florida. In the Wayne Hammond-owned Michael Lloyd Hauling and Demolition, LTX Home Builders, Borchers Equipment, Race Car Engineering, Atomic Music Group, Multi-Fire, Spark Plug Wires, Velocity, Contracting, Manufacturing Group, Fox Shocks, number 40B, Kyle Bronson. In the number 81, out of College Grove, Tennessee, the Best One Tire and Service, Rick's Fiber, Wilds Drive Shafts, Bill Stein, M&M Lawn Care, Triune Trailers, Longhorn Clements, number 81, that is Jason Riggs, last night's feature winner. In the Infinity House Car, Clements Powered, Wells Motorsports, Millwood Plumbing, Henderson Amusement, number 44, Chris Madden, Kyle Bronson, 12th quick at a 16.687. Jason Riggs will cross the line 17th quick at a 17.900. Here comes Madden for his first lap. Quickest Chris Madden, starting right where he left off last night, 15.816 for Madden. Bronson 13th quick, he will not improve. And final lap time here for the 81 at Jason Riggs. He'll go faster, 17th quick at a 17.134. Chris Madden doesn't go faster, but he does go to the top of the charts with his opening whopping lap of a 15.816. 15.816, now quickest overall here this evening. Overton was quickest in Group A with a 16.131, but Madden just took that with a 15.816. Up next at Centerville, Pennsylvania. In the Centerline Motorsports, Rick's Fiber, Murphy's Logging, Willie's World, C&J Dairy, Creekside Auto Sales, The Gable Inn, Lakeside Auto Sales, Tavern 618, Bill Stein, VP, Longhorn Clements, number 111, Max Blair. Joining us at Clinton, Tennessee, the Advanced Transportation, Kaiser Manufacturing, Lowe's Toes, Capital Vic Hill, number 11, that is Stacy Bowles. 4 cars left to qualify in Group B. We'll split them up into 2 pairs. Both drivers have the time to beat of a 15.816. Chris Madden, by the way, is the only driver to have a 15-second lap in Group B. Max Blair, 16th quick, 16.825. Stacy Bowles will cross the line. He'll go 20th quick, 17.601. Checkered flag in the air for these 2 drivers. Max Blair will improve. 4th quick for Max Blair. Good second lap at a 16.427. And Stacy Bowles will cross the line. He will also improve. 18th quick at a 16.886. Chris Madden with the time to beat here in Group B at a 15.816. Drake Troutman second, Brandon Shepard third, Max Blair fourth. So far, the 4 drivers in the front rows for heats 3 and 4. 2026 World of Outlaws Championship contender out of New Waverly, Texas, in the Rocket XR2 Clements powered. Best Performance Motorsports, Bulk Material Lift, First Class Septic, Coles County Speedway, Roberts B Company, Paul Construction, Anthony's Pizza, Langefelder Mechanical Contractors, Sandy Wells, Sunoco, Go Lithium. Number 1, it's Tyler Erb. Final qualifier here this evening out of Bear Lake, Pennsylvania. The Longhorn Clements, Dave Warren Power Sports, Nice by Jamestown, Canna, Corey Rubber Corporation, Access Storage, JHI Hydraulics, One Rail, Sherlock Ventures, Flawless Roofing, Trans 58 and Briggs Transport, number 99B, Boom Briggs. Tyler Erb, second quick, 16.096. Tyler Erb, can he go to the top of the charts on lap number 2? Boom Briggs goes 18th quick, 16.748. Can Tyler Erb go faster? Here in the Best Performance Motorsports, number 1, turbo faster, but stays second quick, 15.929. Big speed for Tyler Erb as Boom Briggs will cross the line in the 99B and remain 18th quick at a 16.748. Great qualifying session there by Tyler Erb, but it's going to be Chris Madden, quickest overall at a 15.816. He will have the front row of heat race number 3 with the 22-star Drake Troutman. Let's head downstairs to Ashton Smythe.
Very fast Chris Madden down here, fastest overall for the night. I mean, man, it seems like we're just repeating what we saw here yesterday. How do you move forward from here to hopefully repeat the end of the night and end up in victory lane?
Well, we just got to finish it off in this heat race right here and get us a win and put us in the redraw. But hats off to my guys back there in the pit area and Infinity Race Cars, David and Eric knows, and all of our great sponsors, Henderson, Millwood, everybody that's a part of it. You know, we can't do it without each and every one of them guys, my family, my grandbaby, my kids back home watching, and we appreciate all of you. We love you guys, and hopefully we'll get back in victory lane tonight. But we was a little concerned about our peel draw, but hey, they give me a good hot ride, and we done a good job.
The Infinity House Car and Smokey are gelling, fastest overall here today in qualifying.
Absolutely, Chris Madden, his 37th career quick time with the World of Outlaws and second on the year at a 15.816. He'll share the front row with Drake Troutman, Tyler Erb and Brandon Shepard on the front row of heat race number 4. 4 exciting heat races coming at you in just a few moments. We get ready for 602 late model hot lap qualifying, then opening ceremonies, followed by our 4 heat races. The voice of Volusia Speedway Park, Bob Stokel, ready to give you the call in the 602s. Bob?
Well, thank you, Ruben. All right, we're going to do the same format as we did last night. We're going to have 3 feature events for the 602 late models here tonight, but first we got to get them qualified. So the first group of cars that'll go out, it'll be qualifying Group A. Of course, Fast Time is going to sit on the pole for the feature event tonight. So out of Inman, South Carolina, that Longhorn chassis, Appling Boring Alliance driveway, number 51C, it is Luke Clements. Cody Cook out of Crestview, Florida, and the number 20 will join him. Also out of Pursley, South Carolina, driving car number 9, it'll be John Pursley. In the Clover Racing Transmissions Farmers Center, JP Environmental Landscape Supply, Pursley Grading, number 9 of John Pursley. Griffin Jones out of Ryan, Georgia. In the 17J, Brody Yarborough out of Paducah, Kentucky, and Brody Thompson out of Talladega, Alabama will be your first 6 cars on the track. Track record currently held by Nevin Gainey, set back in January of 2024 with a 17.587. Came within a couple tenths of a second last night. Didn't quite get it done. Nevin Gainey still sitting on the track record here for the 602 late models. So again, we'll send 6 cars at a time, green, white, checkered. That'll set the lineup for feature number 1. It looks like we're about ready to roll. A couple more cars to get in line. So Griffin Jones out of Ryan, Georgia, and that Jason's Fast Lube Eastman Equipment Company, number 17J. And of course, Brody Yarborough in that Chase Motorsports, Kings Motorsports Photography, number 48, out of Paducah, Kentucky. So great amount of cars here for these 602s. It's a record. We had 56 last night. We got 57 tonight. So we gained a car. That's always good. We're up to 200 and I think 6 or 8 cars now for the 7th annual Sunshine Nationals here at Volusia. And what a great week it's been so far. And folks, if you don't have plans for tomorrow night on being here, you might want to change them, because tomorrow night we're going to close the curtain on these Sunshine Nationals here with 3 great feature events. Of course, just like the 604 late models, you're accumulating points last night and tonight. We're going to lock the top 20 in for the 602 late models also. And then tomorrow night, they're going to have to run some last chance showdowns to get to the big dance. That'll be tomorrow night's feature. All right, we're just moments away or seconds away from going green. Once again, Michael Stewart atop the flag stand, as he's in charge of traffic here for the entire Sunshine Nationals. Does an outstanding job. He's our regular announcer here during the season. So the first car out, once again, to be Luke Clemens out of Boiling Springs, South Carolina. Luke got 3rd in the feature last night, trying to do a couple spots better here tonight when comes feature time. Folks, if you missed it last night, what a feature event. The 602 late model, 6,000ths of a second. Jordan Lockhart was kept from victory lane. What a finish it was. Hopefully we're going to do that again here tonight. Hayden Cardwell, of course, is the man that won that race last night by 6,000ths of a second. It was right there at the start-finish line. I don't think Hayden led for more than 15 feet, 10, 15 feet to take home the win. But tonight's a whole new night. We're about ready to kick it off. 602 qualifying. Getting a couple more cars in line down there. Again, we'll have group qualifying A, B, and C. And of course, the group that you qualify with will be the group that you run your feature with. Standing on top of the points right now, as of last night's finishes, Richie Stevens out of Phoenix City, Alabama, got a total of 550 points. So you get points for the feature, and you also get qualifying points. So it's very important in this hot lap qualifying session to turn some good times, because that's all tallied up to get to the top 20 here for tomorrow night's racing. All right, here we go. Luke Clemens in the 51 machine. Everybody looking good so far. Clemens will be the first one on the clock as he makes his way off of turn number 4. Again, everybody chasing that 17.587 if they want to have the honors of having the track record here at Volusia. Clemens quickest with an 18.095. Clemens still 18.095 quickest. John Marshall, Pursley, second quickest, 18.212. Clemens, best lap, 18.095. John Marshall Pursley now with a 17.715. Pursley, 17.715 atop the leaderboard. Next group of cars going out. Out of Winfield, Alabama, driving the B17 will be Braxton Fawcett. Brennan Shirley out of Rainbow City, Alabama in the 111 will also be out there. Curtis Thomas out of South Knoxville, Tennessee in the 5 car. Brandon Lunsford out of Braxton, Mississippi in the 25. Devin Watley out of Florence, Mississippi in the C4. And Troy Kidd from East Palatka, Florida in the 44K. Everybody chasing John Marshall Pursley with a 17.715. Under the white flag, Brody Thompson, 4th quickest. Brennan Shirley now moves up to 4th quickest with 18.543. Checkered flag coming out. It's still John Marshall Pursley with quick time, 17.715. Brody Thompson, 6th quickest. So group number 2 for qualifying A complete. It's still John Marshall Pursley, your quick time, 17.715. Next group going out will be Carly Bennett out of Waycross, Georgia in the number 10 machine. The 51H of Tim Holston out of Wesley Chapel, Florida. The 7L of Jordan Lockhart out of Brunswick, Georgia. Got a 2nd last night. He's the one that led every lap except the last 15 feet. Grayson Ott out of Thomasville, Georgia in the number 3 car. Hayden Cardwell out of Knoxville, Tennessee, a winner last night in the CVR race car. Andy Dill Truckin', number 17C. The 11S of Brad Kitchen and Matthew Cade in the 7K. Got a little passing going on off of turn number 2 there. That's the number 10 at Carly Bennett. As the white flag's in the air. Devin Watley, 8th quickest. Tim Holston, 11th quickest with a 19.182. Everybody still chasing Pursley with that 17.715. Looks like he's going to be the one to claim the top spot here for Group A. That'll put him on the pole for the feature here tonight. And it will be John Marshall Pursley with a 17.715. Then it'll be Luke Clemens 2nd, Griffin Jones 3rd, Brennan Shirley 4th, and Curtis Thomas will be the top 5 in qualifying for Group A. Gonna roll right into Group B. You can see them lined up down there on the front straightaway. Okay, something is. Hayden Cardwell, your feature event winner last night in that 17 machine. Gonna try to set fast time here tonight. Let's see how he can do. Grayson Ott, quick. 5th quickest, Hayden Cardwell up to 4th quickest. Cardwell with an 18.316. John Marshall Pursley still atop the leaderboard with his 17.715. Hayden Cardwell now up to 3rd quickest with an 18.037. Matthew Cade 6th quickest with an 18.368. So that will do it for Group A qualifying. We're going to roll right into Group B qualifying now. First 6 cars going out will be Hunter Robbins out of Phoenix City, Alabama in the 11R, the 14T of Tristan Kitchen out of Brunswick, Georgia, Timmy Blackwell out of Hope Mills, North Carolina in the 17B, Mario Gresham out of Rome, Georgia in the 21, the 71C of Davey Klein, and Chase Blackwell got a second place last night out of Grays Creek, North Carolina in the number 6 car. Group B qualifying coming up next. Going to load some more cars in. That'll be for the Group C. As again, we're 57 strong here in the 602 late models tonight. Yeah, it looks like they got them just about all loaded in. Here we go. Qualifying Group B. There's the 11, once again, of Hunter Robbins, the 14T of Tristan Kitchen, the 17B of Timmy Blackwell, Mario Gresham in the 21, Davey Klein in the 71. And it looks like we're going to hold the 6. Going to do 5 cars. And we'll get a time on the 11, Hunter Robbins, 17.867. Davey Klein, 4th quickest with 18.895. He's going to have to pick it up a little bit to do a better starting spot in the feature. Hunter Robbins still 17.867, quick time so far. Tristan Kitchen, 5th time. What about Mario Gresham up to 2nd? Mario with an 18.355. So that'll be the first 5 cars. Hunter Robbins quickest, 17.867. Next group going out will be the number 6 of Chase Blackwell in the number 6. Then it would be the 32 of Jack Mills, the number 11 of Bart Started, the number F17 of Johnny Fawcett, and Max McCarter in the 51 will be the next 5 cars. Once again, track record 17.587. About 0.3 of a second off was Hunter Robbins. We'll see what these guys can do. And first one on the clock. Quick time with a 17.792. So Chase Blackwell in that number 6 machine atop the leaderboard. Johnny Fawcett sits 8th quickest. Mac McCarter 3rd quickest. Good run for him out of Gatlinburg, Tennessee. But it's Chase Blackwell with a 17.792 quick time. Yeah, Mac McCarter going to stay there in the 3rd spot with an 18.175. So it's Blackwell with a 17.792. Then it's Hunter Robbins with a 17.867. Mac McCarter with an 18.175. Next group of 5 going out will be the number 28 out of Lithia, Florida, Austin Lehman. Joining Austin will be Morgan Johnson out of Fayetteville, North Carolina in the 1M. Richie Stevens out of Phoenix City, Alabama, got a win last night, trying to do it again tonight in the 00. Then you got Trent Ivey in the 28I out of Union, South Carolina. Trent got a 3rd last night. And Jason Papp right out of Palm Bay, Florida in the 1J. So Blackwell with that good lap, 17.792. Got some heavy hitters in this group. Let's see if they can bump him off the pole for the second feature tonight. And that's what we're running for right now, the second 602 lineup feature. White flag is in the air. Lehman 10th quickest. Morgan Johnson 5th quickest. Good run for the young lady. Richie Stevens 5th. What about Trent Ivy up to 3rd? Ivy with a good lap. That'll give him a good starting spot if that stands. Trent Ivy 3rd with a 17.918. And Trent Ivy going to stay there with that 17.918. Jason Papp 14th with a 19.345. And our final group going out. Last night's winner in the 611 is Colton Herbert out of Locust Grove, Georgia. The 67 of Logan Bradford out of Huntsville, Alabama. Lane Smith out of Middleburg, Florida in the 37. And Tim Ryan out of Miami, Florida in the number 27. Final 4 cars for Group B qualifying. Chase Blackwell, 17.792. You got to beat that to sit on the pole for number 2 feature tonight. Last night's winner, keep an eye on that 611 machine. He's got a shot at the pole here tonight. Love to start on that front row as he is on the clock. That's him going into turn number 1. Colton Herbert works it off a 2 down the back straightaway. Let's see what Colton's first lap's gonna be. Colton Herbert on the watch. 5th quickest with an 18.350. That didn't last long. Logan Bradford now 5th quickest with an 18.333. Let's see if Herbert can pick it up a little bit on this one coming off of turn number 4. Right now, Colton Herbert sitting in the 6th spot. That'd be the outside of row number 3 for the feature. Nope, no better for that lap. And nobody gonna bump Chase Blackwell off the pole for that feature tonight. Lane Smith crosses the line. Timmy Ryan, 12th quickest with an 18.826. So that's going to do it. Chase Blackwell and Hunter Robbins going to be on the front row for 602 late model feature number 2. We're going to roll right into group qualifying number C, letter C. Wiley McDaniel out of Byron, Georgia in the 25W. Matt Herlong out of Valrico, Florida in the 131. The KO of Caitlin Kettle out of Colbert, Georgia. The 88 of Dustin Rollins out of Princeton, Kentucky. And Devin Rooks in the number 13 to be the first 5. So this will set the feature for 602 late model number 3 here tonight. And good look at Matt Herlong in that 131 doing double duty here for the Sunshine National. So far, Nevin Gainey's track record stands from January 2024. That was a 17.587. Got within a couple of tenths here tonight. We're going to find out if anybody can do it in this final group. Wiley McDaniel atop the leaderboard with his 18.742 on his first lap. Second lap a little bit better. That was an 18.588. Dustin Rollins second with an 18.752. Herlong third quickest with an 18.963. So the first 5 in the books. Wiley McDaniel with a 20 in the number 25W with an 18.588. Next group of drivers going out in the 23H will be Cade Humpillar. In the number 86 machine will be Cody Jett out of Middleburg, Florida. The 01 of Ben Langford out of Madison, Georgia. The number 2 of Wyatt Coffey got second last night. He's from Waynesboro, Virginia. In the 53 machine of Brandon Yates out of Ruskin, Florida. Here's the number 23 machine. Again, everybody chasing McDaniel with an 18.588. And Uncapiller 5th quickest, Cody Jett 6th quickest. What about Ben Lanford right there with a 17.910? Put Wyatt Coffey now atop the leaderboard. As they're changing at the top, it's going to be Coffey with a 17.910. Lanford in second with an 18.404. So we got one in the 17.9s. That would be Wyatt Coffey. So right now, Coffey would be on the pole for the final feature here tonight. So you got Coffey, Langford, McDaniel, and Rollins, your top four. Matt Herlong sits in 5th. So we got Jeff Queen out of Cross Hills, South Carolina in the 28B. We got Dawson Lowe out of Knoxville, Tennessee out there. You got the number 1. Abaniah Humphreys out of St. Augustine, Florida. I believe we're missing a couple of cars. We missed a few here. The number 8 machine, Zach Owens out of Pearl, Mississippi, going out. This will be the final group. This Brandon Yates will be in this group, and you got the 28 also of Jeff Queen. Yates 10th quickest, 19.408. Jeff Queen now 8th quickest. Dawson Lowe up to the 3rd quick, so good run for Dawson with an 18.457. David Showers Jr. 13th quickest. Dawson Lowe up to 2nd with an 18.252, and that's going to do it for the final group of 602 late models. It's going to be Wyatt Coffey and Dawson Lowe on the front row for feature number 3 for the 602 late models. Ruben?
Thank you, Bob. For everyone watching around the world on DIRTVision, we're going to step aside. When we come back, it'll be time to kick off the second night of the Dirt Car Sunshine Nationals with opening ceremonies. We'll be right back.
Looking for a refreshing change? Say goodbye to sluggish performance and reach for the one that won't slow you down.
That's crisp.
Experience the force of clean, pure oil coursing through your engine. No matter what you drive, Wix Filters is the clear choice. Here's to filtration that works as hard as you do. Wix Premium Filters. Performance starts here.
At Kaiser Manufacturing, our commitment to engineering and developing new products is reflected in the wide range of fabricated items we produce for the manufacturing and retail industries. From simple to complex fabrication, we can do that. We have a full team of engineers ready to take your concept from prototype to full production. Call us for a quote today to see your next idea brought to life. Kaiser Manufacturing, proud to be Michigan made.
Raw horsepower, built on dirt. This is the world of Outlaws.
The greatest show on dirt.
Racing into Magnolia Motor Speedway on March 7th. Hear it, feel it, live it.
It rose from humble beginnings in the Valley of the Sun. A sprint car racer saw the need for racing shirts. And now, the vision of Carl Korbacher has resulted in Arizona Sport Shirts helping racers across America spread their message. For the best custom designed shirts, hoodies, caps, koozies, and much more, go to ArizonaSportShirts.com. Be part of history. Arizona Sport Shirts, the original racing shirt.
Deep in the world of dirt racing lies a mind that refuses to rest. A team obsessed with innovation, precision, and the relentless hunt for speed. A brand new product line built through a partnership with one of the most respected names in high-performance suspension. Öhlins doesn't simply participate in racing. Racing is their core. Öhlins Shocks, available exclusively through Longhorn Dynamics.
Welcome back to Volusia Speedway Park as we get ready for opening ceremonies of the Dirt Car Sunshine Nationals. Sunset behind us, beautiful sunset here, beautiful weather. If you're within a drivable distance tomorrow and you're not here and you're watching on DIRTVision, come and join us for the finale tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow, the World of Outlaws, we raise the pot $20,000 to win, and not 35 laps, but 50 laps tomorrow. And of course, finale for the 604s and 602s. They've put on some really good racing. Of course, we saw that fantastic finish from the 602s yesterday, some really good storylines, and winners in the 604 division, some good races and last minute restarts there in those features. Really good stuff last night, so come check it out. Maybe you get a cheap flight in and out. But we are ready for opening ceremonies. We'll send it downstairs to Ashton Smythe.
Thank you so much, Ruben. One last piece of business to take care of before we kick off racing action. So thank you to all you fans joining us here at Volusia Speedway Park. And a special welcome to our Be an Outlaw members. But if you are joining us here, I ask that you please rise if you are able and remove your hats. And here to give tonight's invocation from Racing with Jesus Ministries, Mr. Joe Kelly.